Today is the day. It's the long-awaited return of one of Boston's favorite athletes, and his name is Ramon, spelled backwards.
Welcome back, Nomar.
Are you retarded? It's Nomar Garcia Parra!
In the hole, Garcia Parra from the outfield grass. What a play! Nomar! Yeah! Fox 25 Sports welcomes you to Fenway Park, where today Nomar Garcia Parra will make his first appearance of the 2001 season in the rubber game of this three-game series between the Red Sox and the Chicago White Sox. Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Sean McDonough. Delighted to have you with us. It seems every day another player is returning to action for the Red Sox. On Friday night, it was Brett Saberhagen. Yesterday, Carl Everett. And today, the long-awaited return of Nomar Garcia Parra. He had wrist surgery on opening day of this 2001 season. Today, he's back in the lineup, batting third and playing shortstop. The Red Sox welcome back the two-time defending American League batting champion. He has had at least 20 homers and 90 runs batted in each of his 4 Major League seasons. And he was, of course, the 1997 American League Rookie of the Year. Jerry, a lot of excitement in the ballpark today with Nomar's return.
I guess, Sean, if you look back to spring training and say you're going to be without Nomar Garcia Parra, and when he returns, you're going to be 3.5 games behind the Yankees and still very much in a wild card position and have to be very happy about that. Now, expectations for Nomar, remember, if you go through a normal spring training, you have somewhere between 50 and 70 at-bats. He's probably had between 15 and 20 at Pawtucket. So I think we all have to be very patient, but it sure is nice to see him back at Fenway Park and seeing him out there at shortstop.
In the pitching matchup today for the Red Sox, it'll be David Cone. He's been outstanding. The Red Sox have won each of his last 10 starts. He's 6-0 personally over his last 9 starts. And Sean Lowe gets the call for Chicago. First pitch on another beautiful day at Fenway Park, right after this. Boston Red Sox baseball on Fox 25 is brought to you by your friendly New England Dodge dealer near you. In a perfect world, everything would be different. By Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. By your New England Ford dealers. Visit your New England Ford dealers for the best-selling trucks on the planet. And by Southwest Airlines, celebrating 30 years of freedom. 30 years, one mission, low fares.
Now the Monopoly game at McDonald's is more exciting, because you can pick your prize.
What will you pick when you win?
Pick a Philips home theater system or other great prizes, like an Olympus digital photography package.
What will you pick?
Or a HP home computer system.
You now control the world.
Play the Pick Your Prize Monopoly game at McDonald's. What will you pick when you win?
We love to see you smile.
The long jump. The dash. Life is like a sport, and your feet take the impact hard. But new Stride Guard insoles absorb 50% more heel impact than these Dr. Scholl's. Take more impact in stride. New Stride Guard insoles.
Finally, some good news about tires. Pep Boys has lowered prices. Get high-quality 55,000-mile Futura tires now as low as 4 for $139. Hey, when it comes to saving money, all you need to know is where to go. Pep Boys.
Up to $2,000 on a Dodge Ram or Dodge Dakota? Nice. Up to $5,200 in finance savings on a Ram? Oh, yeah.
Save big at the Team Dodge sales event.
We welcome you back to Fenway Park. Here's a sight Red Sox fans been waiting a long time to see. Nomar Garcia Parra with his distinctive steps up the dugout and onto the the field at Fenway Park after missing the first 103 games of this Red Sox season. Nomar back in action. He had wrist surgery on April 2nd, the same day the Red Sox opened the season in Baltimore without him. And when he was introduced to the starting lineups about 10 minutes ago by Ed Brickley, he was welcomed back home with a rousing standing ovation, and undoubtedly he'll receive another when he comes to bat in the bottom of the first inning. But the White Sox are up first, and their lineup is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Chicago back to the 500 mark with a win yesterday at 51-51. They have Ray Durham, the second baseman, leading off. Jose Valentin, the shortstop, batting third. The left fielder, Carlos Lee. Maglio Ordonez, the cleanup hitter and right fielder. Jose Canseco, the DH. He has 48 career home runs in this ballpark. Paul Konerko is the first baseman. For the third day in a row, it's a different starting third baseman for Chicago. Today it's Jeff Leeper. Chris Singleton is the center fielder, and the catcher Mark Johnson will bat ninth against David Cone.
David Cone with a record of 6-1, the 4.24 ERA. Cone only loss of the year came on May 23rd against the Yankees. Since that time, in 9 starts, he's got 5 no decisions and, of course, the 6 wins. And on my feeling, and I think Cone's feeling also, his last outing against the Blue Jays, probably the best of the season for him. 6 1/3 in that game, 6 hits and 3 earned runs, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. The Red Sox won at 6-4 in his career against Chicago, 8-3.
And the defense behind David this afternoon: Manny Ramirez, Carl Everett, and Trot Nixon. The outfield from left to right. Shea Hillenbrand, Nomar Garcia-Parra, Chris Steins, and Brian Daubach. The infield from third to first. And Scott Hatteberg behind the plate. Red Sox shortstops played very solid defensively. Only 9 errors in the absence of Nomar. Ray Durham takes a fastball inside, and we're underway on another gorgeous day at Fenway Park. 75 delightful degrees at game time. 262 the average for Durham. 12 homers and 38 runs batted in. Cone drops in a breaking ball for a strike. Durham 2 for 8 in the series with a double. 1 for 4 yesterday, 1 for 4 Friday night. Broken bat bouncer to short. Nomar juggles, throws on the move, and can't get him. Even without the juggle, he might not have been able to get Durham, who runs well. It's certainly interesting that the first ball of the game would be hit right to Nomar.
Yeah, I'm quite sure this is going to go as a base hit. You'll see that Garcia-Parra has to go a long way to his right, and the ball's going to bounce up and hit him right in the heel of the glove. And by the time he regroups with Durham's speed, no chance at all to get him at first base.
Well, they posted an error. So Garcia-Parra on his first chance commits an error. And that was a borderline play, a scoring decision that really could have gone either way.
Well, I agree with you, Sean. If he makes that play clean, it's going to be bang bang at first base with Durham going down the line. That's a tough error.
And they'll have to keep an eye on Durham with 16 steals. He's been thrown out 6 times. Held on by Daubach. The batter is Jose Valentin, who waits as Cone stepped off and looked Durham back. Valentin plays all over the field for Chicago. The outfield, third base, and today he's at shortstop, hitting .273. 15 homers and 40 runs batted in. He was their starting third baseman on Friday night. A pitch out. Durham was not on the move. Ball outside. The home plate umpire is Brian Gorman. Doug Eddings has the plays at first, Eric Cooper at second, and Jerry Crawford, the umpire, at third. Bright sunshine, a little bit of a breeze. The wind out of the south southwest, 6 to 12 miles per hour. Then Valentin turned as if the bunt, took ball 3, 3-0. And there's a strike. Would you agree that with Nomar's return at shortstop, certainly the Red Sox have more range than they will have had from any of those who have played this season before him, but that the group that was playing, including Mike Lansing, was probably steadier on routine plays than Nomar has tended to be, and that wasn't a routine play to start the game, but Nomar might be occasionally more prone to an error on a routine ground ball with an errant throw or whatever than those guys were.
Generally, guys that cover more ground pick up more errors because they're making plays that are out of the ordinary, and that certainly happens quite often with Garciaparra. The group that played
Durham runs, but it's ball 4.
The group that played, Sean, for Garciaparra, Lansing, Maloney, a little bit with Graybeck when he was in there, obviously don't have the range of a Garciaparra, but they were very steady defensively at shortstop.
Batting third, number 45.
The only shortstop that I can think of that has tremendous amount of range and still has a very low error total would be Vizquel over in Cleveland.
So 2 men on for Carlos Lee, an error and a walk, and Cone in a pickle here in the first inning. Lee, after having back-to-back hitless games in Thursday and Friday's action against Cleveland and the Red Sox, bounced back in a big way yesterday. He was 3 for 5. Drove in 2 runs in the White Sox victory. Breaking ball just missed. Cone wanted that one on the outside corner and didn't get it from Brian Gorman. 2-0. Red Sox, with the loss yesterday coupled with the Yankees' 7th straight win, are now 3.5 games behind New York in the American League East. There's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's their biggest deficit of the season, of 3.5 games in the AL East. Strike 2 at the knees. 2-2 now on Lee with the cleanup hitter Maglio Ordonez on deck. Two-2 pitch. He struck him out with a breaking ball way off the plate. Lee didn't come close to that one. First out of the ball game, a strikeout for David Cone.
Cone drops down just a bit more to the side, and apparently Lee thought this was a fastball the way he swung on it. That's not even close to the outside part of the plate.
30, the right
Not
fielder.
often you see a major league hitter, especially a good one like Lee, miss a pitch by that much.
No, he didn't pick up the rotation on that at all. It's a fastball.
So here's Ordonez, and he had a good day yesterday as well. He was 3 for 5 with 3 doubles and an RBI. Now 5 for 9 in the series, raising his average to 296. 19 homers and 63 runs batted in. He's hit in 9 of his last 11 at 390. The ball low and away. Cone's done an excellent job when the opponents have had runners in scoring position. 15 for 69 against him for that .217 average. There's a strike on the corner. 1-1 on Ordonez, who yesterday agreed to a 3-year contract extension worth a reported $29.5 million.
That'd bring a smile to my face.
Well, that's the kind of guy that you are, that you would smile at somebody else making $29.5 million. Or did you mean if they gave you $29.5 million?
I think me.
Well, your salary has been reported in the many media outlets writing about you to be higher than that, actually.
Yeah.
Especially after all the mentions of the boss's family yesterday. 2-1 pitch at the knees, a strike. Ordonez didn't like it. 2-2.
They also signed Bobby Howry yesterday, so yesterday was an expensive day for the Chicago White Sox.
Howry got a 2-year extension worth $3.2 million. It's a big raise coming up for Ordonez. This year he's making $3.75 million. He's managing to scratch by on that, but he'll be up in the $10 million a year neighborhood for the next 3 seasons. A long pause by Cone. Now the 2-2 pitch. Line to right. Nixon charges, dives, and makes the catch.
Well, I really believe that Trot Nixon at first did not think he was going to be able to make a play on that because he was trying to deke the runner at second base. But the ball stayed up long enough for him to charge and make an outstanding defensive play. Watch the glove. The glove's going to be, well, you can't see it there, but it was up trying to deke that runner at second. And then all of a sudden he decides, wait a minute, I can make a play on this. Tremendous diving catch by Nixon.
He robs Ordonez of a hit. So now there are 2 outs. The runner's still at first and second. And here's Canseco. Jose hitting .298, 6 homers and 15 runs batted in. There's always great atmosphere here at Fenway, Jerry, but the crowd is really alive today with Nomar's return and the hand for that catch by Nixon even louder than what we ordinarily hear for a terrific defensive play like that.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun here today.
Big hack and a miss. Probably not where Cone meant to throw that pitch. Down the middle of the plate. Jose missed it. He hasn't had much luck against David Cone. Half the time he has faced him, he's fanned 16 times in 32 at bats, just a .219 average. Against this pitcher, David Cone, one of the best of his era. Trying to get all the way out of this jam. They had 2 men on and nobody out. Now 2 on and 2 outs. The 0-2. He drops down and just missed. If I remember correctly, didn't the Blue Jays get a man to third with nobody out in the first inning the last time David pitched? Did not score, and that kind of set the tone for the night.
Exactly, and he got stronger and stronger in that game after the first inning. He seemed to give everybody a boost, David Cone and the offense.
Canseco right on top of the plate. They want it high, and it's fouled out of play to the right.
Even when Nomar went out to take his ground balls at the start of the inning, after the first one he caught and threw to first base, he got a standing ovation for that. They've been waiting a long time for number 5 to come back, and they're excited about it.
You know, being the perfectionist that Nomar is, it has to eat at him that this inning is continuing because of his miscue in the field. It was a tough error. Another 1-2 pitch from Cone, and the ball way outside and low. The 2-2 pitch. Just inside with a fastball. Check swing. No, said the first base umpire, Doug Eddings.
Well, if this first inning is any indication, Gorman's going to have a very small strike zone today. There have been a couple of pitches. I thought that had a chance to be a call third strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, it certainly looked like it. That's supposed to be a strike these days. Apparently Brian Gorman didn't get the memo. So now the runners go on the 3-2 pitch, and Canseco strikes out. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Cone out of the jam in the first. The error does not hurt. Cone struck out 2. After a half inning, the White Sox nothing, and the Red Sox coming up. You're watching the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
200 horsepower Acura RSX.
So, Doctor, you've been studying the effects of Red Bull for months. What exactly have you discovered?
Energy boundaries and biorhythmic fluctuations can make it difficult to maintain a baseline rating of muscular contraction and neurotransmittable impulses. Of course, the oxyribonucleic acidity and orbital phases of gravitational fluctuations can indeed result in a fibromyalgic Red Bull type of situational relevance as well. But we've calibrated the amount of available regenerative tolerances.
Can you say that in English?
Simple, little man. Red Bull gives you wings.
David Cohn got out of a jam in the first with some help from Trot Nixon. The White Sox did not score. Now the Red Sox getting ready to come to bat. Their lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. The Red Sox are 59-44 through 103 games. Chris Steins, the second baseman, leads off. Trot Nixon, the right fielder, hitting second today. Nomar Garciaparra in the lineup for the first time this season with his .333 career batting average. Manny Ramirez, the left fielder and cleanup hitter. Dante Bichette is the DH. Carl Everett in his second game bats sixth again today and plays center field. Brian Daubach, the first baseman. Shea Hillenbrand at third base. And Scott Hatteberg, the catcher, bats ninth against Sean Lowe.
Sean Lowe moved into the starting rotation when David Wells went out of the rotation to undergo back surgery. He has made 5 starts, and in his starts he is 3-2 with a 3.31 ERA, 38 strikeouts in 74 1/3 innings. He's making his first career start against the Red Sox. He worked 1 inning against Boston last year out of the bullpen.
He'll work first to Chris Steins, who had a good day yesterday. 3 for 3 with a walk. First pitch, a fastball for a strike from Lowe. So with Steins heating back up and with Jose Offerman's continuing struggles at the plate, it's Steins in there today, leading off and playing second. Bounce to short. Valentin is error prone, and his low throw dug out of the dirt by Konerko. The White Sox defense, and they've played flawless defense without an error in 5 games against the Red Sox this season. They've won 3 out of 5. Carlos Lee, Chris Singleton, Magdo Ordonez, a good defensive outfield. Jeff Leeper, Jose Valentin, Ray Durham, and Paul Konerko, the infield, and Mark Johnson starting behind the plate for the second time in the series. Here's Nixon, who's already turned in a defensive gem. Trot hitting .277, 16 homers and 52 runs batted in. After an 0 for 3 yesterday, took strike 1 of the belt on the first pitch from Lowe. In the air and right. Ordonez. Look out. The center fielder Singleton came over and they nearly collided. Ordonez made the catch. Now Nomar Garciaparra. First pitch to Nomar, a ball low and away. First at bat of the season in game number 104. Hit on the ground, a nice play by Leeper, ranging to his left, an errant throw handled by Konerko, who applies the tag for the out. The Red Sox go in order on 6 pitches from Sean Lowe after 1, no score.
Honey, my legs are numb. Shh. Come on, this is embarrassing.
You know what's embarrassing? Paying $1,900 to go to your mommy's house. That's embarrassing.
Okay. How was I supposed to know that travel website only listed some of the airfares?
Who's not supposed to be talking? You.
That hurts.
Don't let a travel website lead you in the wrong direction. Go to Southwest.com, where now you get up to 66% off our 14-day advance fares when you purchase by July 30th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Michael Edo owns a Hyundai Elantra.
I drive 1,000 miles a week, and the gas mileage is outstanding.
Kiplinger's Personal Finance says the Elantra is the best new car in its class. It comes with the freedom of America's best warranty and a long list of standard features, including front and side airbags and air conditioning.
It drove like a much more expensive car.
The Hyundai Elantra at $12,799, it's a solid value. During our Hyundai Summer Sell Down, get the Elantra for $12,799.
$2,500 cash allowance on a Dodge Durango. Cool. Almost $7,500 in finance savings. Now, where was that finish line?
Hurry in, save big at the Team Dodge sales event.
Every night, a different approach, a different perspective. Every night, Fox 25 is bringing you a different reason to watch. Fox 25. The news is on at 10. No score after an inning. David Cone out of a jam in the first while the Red Sox went in order in their half. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters against David here in the second. Paul Konerko to lead off. Then Jeff Leefer and Chris Singleton. The first offering from Cone to Konerko, a strike on the outside corner. Konerko had an 8-game hitting streak snapped yesterday. He was 0 for 4. Now at 273, 22 homers, 2 home runs shy of his career best, and 61 runs batted in, including 11 ribbies in his last 10 games. Grass cutter to short. Second chance for Garcia Parra. This one handled cleanly. One out.
All indications they were concerned about the throwing for Garcia Parra because of that wrist injury, but every clip that we saw from the rehab assignment down in Pawtucket to this play right here, absolutely no problem at all. And of course, Nomar really used that wrist quite a bit to throw that ball to first base, and he has had absolutely no problems at all.
He played in 3 games in the field for Pawtucket out in Indianapolis, was the DH in 1, played in 4 rehab games overall. He made 1 error in the 3 games at short. Jeff Leefer making his first appearance of the series, hitting .238. 11 homers and 23 runs batted in for the left-handed hitter. Check swing. No swing, said Jerry Crawford. The 2-0 fastball to the knees. Certainly no problems with the bat out in Indianapolis for Garcia Parra. He went 7 for 16. Hit .438, a homer and 4 runs batted in. He had 2 doubles. Most importantly, he didn't complain of any difficulty with the wrist.
Now, the point I was making in the open, Sean, you go to a normal spring training and you generally get between 50 and 70 at bats. That's quite a few. He's had probably a total of 15 to 20.
Leefer hits it high in the air and deep in center. Everett retreating, backpedaling to the wall to make the catch.
So getting back to that point about Nomar, the fact is now you're facing major league pitching for the first time since the end of last season. So, you know, we don't know how consistent he's going to be. Now, a lot of times in spring training we see him start off strong and never slow up the whole way through. But I think we have to be patient, especially with his at-bats.
Two outs. And the first pitch strike to Chris Singleton, who showed bunt. 275 for the Chicago center fielder. 3 homers and 21 runs batted in. No score. Cone's retired 5 in a row since the first 2 men reached last inning. David quickly ahead of Singleton 0-2. Singleton slumping. Floater just missed. Singleton is 2 for his last 14, 5 for his last 28. was 0 for 4 Friday night, grounded into 2 double plays. He gets a little pop-up. It'll be Hillenbrand to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for David Cone after an inning and a half, no score on the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
What makes Fox Sunday's best? 14 Emmy nominations. The best animated shows, Futurama, King of the Hill, and The Simpsons.
Woohoo! Simpsons rule!
Sorry. The best comedy series, Malcolm in the Middle.
Nice job!
With an impressive 8 Emmy nominations.
Yeah.
And the powerhouse drama, The X-Files.
Tell me it's true.
Congratulations to all our Emmy nominees.
Begins tonight at 7 on Fox 25.
Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. A refreshing change of pace. Stop by today and buy 2 pounds of coffee for $8.99. Get other coffee deals at DunkinDonuts.com.
The injury report is brought to you by Tufts Health Plan. Like the players on this list, we're always looking to get better. And as we look at the shrinking list, Frank Castillo made a rehab start last night, worked 3 innings. And I would guess that he would probably be expected to somewhere get between 6 and 7 innings before being recalled to the Red Sox. So some improvement for Castillo. Reported no problems at all, and probably make another start toward the end of this week, or next week, I should say.
For those who don't know, what's a lat, you know?
Yeah, you know, you do those exercises in the gym. You know what a lat is. You know, lat pull downs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's in the back here. It's in the back of your shoulder, like a back muscle, high.
Near your neck?
Nah, not really.
Not really?
No, a little bit lower than that. You do lat pull downs, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more into shrugs and that sort of thing. You know, that all us bodybuilder types do.
That works the lats too.
Manny Ramirez, the leadoff batter here in the second. A little disappointed you didn't use the telestrator today to highlight the player on the injury report. Usually it's a way we can finally find a way to use the telestrator.
I'm sure I'll come up with something during
Today?
the game, yeah.
All right. Sean Lowe delivers, and Ramirez hits a little fly ball along the right field line. And into the seats. When left the bat, it looked like it was going to be well back into the seats, but as it carried in the air, it got a push from the breeze that's blowing out toward left. That helped to straighten it out a little bit and flirted with the line for a while.
Yeah, the first baseman, second baseman, right fielders today can't quit on pop-ups in that area because it is going to get a push if it's high enough back toward the field of play. Oh, another crummy day here in New England.
Yeah, the weather's been rotten this entire homestand. The weather just can't be better than the last 3 days, as our friend Larry King might write in his Monday USA column. You look good. You look up good weather, folks. You look up these 3 days. I want to tell you, friends.
That's right. That's tomorrow morning. I can't wait.
I know you run down
love the
neighborhood convenience store to pick up that USA Today to read Larry's ... dots. Strike 3. Good pitch by Lowe. No argument for Manny. That's the first strikeout for Sean Lowe. He's now the graybeard of this starting staff at age 30.
Batting fifth, number 19.
It's been a strange series for Ramirez. It seems like it's either a walk or a strikeout over the weekend. Now that ball off the outside edge, but the generous call by Gorman. So I guess it's flip a coin here early in the ballgame.
Yeah, he hasn't really been consistent with the strike zone. David Cone would like that pitch. Bichette flinched out of the way of a ball in tight. Dante hitting .313, 10 homers and 40 runs batted in. He's quietly put together a 7-game hitting streak, although he has just 8 hits over the 7 games. He's hit .286 during the streak, which is lower than his season average. But that's moved beyond the mini streak stage, has it not?
Solid.
Solid, in a solid 7-game streak country. A strike. 2-1.
Lowe not giving in on the 2-0 count. He goes to the changeup against Bichette.
jammed. He pulled one into the Chicago dugout. They got Royce Clayton dancing up the steps of the dugout to get out of the way. Clayton not in the starting lineup today for the first time in this series. Now the 2-2 to Bichette. Outside. Carl Everett's on deck. The Yankees are in Toronto again today. New York will be looking for its 8th straight win. Bichette fouls one off to our right. The pitching matchup today, Andy Pettit against Joey Hamilton.
I watched some of the clips of that game yesterday, and Clemens, before leaving the game, looked absolutely nasty. 95, 96 miles an hour, painting the corners. Scary.
And apparently the groin injury that caused him to leave after 5 2/3 innings is not thought to be serious. Pulled foul again. Clemens earned the win yesterday as he combined with 2 relievers on a 2-hitter in a 12-1 Yankees win in Toronto. They have routed the Blue Jays in each of the first 2 games of that series. Apparently it's just a cramp in his right groin. Another chopper, this one in fair territory. Leifer throws out Bichette. 5 up and 5 down so far for the Red Sox against Sean Lowe. It's a scoreless game of the second.
Batting 6th, number 2.
There's Carl Everett, who made his return to action yesterday. After being out for more than a month with a knee injury. Everett hitless yesterday. Hitting .280 for the year. 9 homers, 42 runs batted in. He takes a strike at the knees. Carl was 0 for 4 yesterday. He missed 32 games. Red Sox went .500 during that time. And of course, through all of that time, they were also without Garcia Parra. Much of the time without Pedro Martinez. Jason Varitek bounced up the middle, handled by Valentin, and Lowe has another easy 1-2-3 inning. After 2, no score. You're watching the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
The 2001 Honda Clearance. It only happens once a year, and it's gone before you know it. Imagine your good fortune. Hey, seize the moment.
Clarendon goes to bat for Mike Piazza.
Mike Piazza doesn't worry about sneezing. He doesn't worry about a runny nose or itchy, watery eyes. Because Mike knows that just one Claritin relieves all those things for 24 hours. Without making him drowsy, Claritin has a low occurrence of side effects such as headache, drowsiness, fatigue, and dry mouth, similar to sugar pill.
Just a walk in the park.
Talk to your doctor about Claritin.
What are the odds you'll ever need a kidney transplant? What are the odds? About the same as being hit by lightning. Twice. Never happened, I thought. And then I got sick and needed a new kidney. The good news, I belong to Tufts Health Plan. They made sure I went to one of their transplant centers of excellence. Hospitals with higher success rates for transplants. Chances are you'll never need a transplant. But you need a health plan that thinks you deserve really special care.
Tufts Health Plan, dedicated to a higher standard.
Red Sox baseball continues on Fox 25 from Fenway Park. No score as we go to the 3rd. And here with his daily appearance to read the disclaimer is our fabulous intern, Dave Bauman.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Boston Red Sox and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. In addition, the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Red Sox.
Most improved intern award right there. Where's Wilson with the $5? Dave was on yesterday. Wasn't quite as flawless as he was today. So he got another crack at it. John Wilson, our director, bet him $5 he couldn't get through it without a mistake, and that was flawless, Jerry. Would you not agree?
He had time to prepare, and he got it right.
Yeah, yesterday we just threw it at him and said, do it. Today he prepared. He took it nice and slow. He was relaxed. That was perfection. He's probably going to get a big job out of this now. Mark Johnson, the leadoff batter against David Cone. Did Wilson leave the money, or do we have to send somebody down the truck to get it?
No, he wouldn't leave it hanging around.
No. He does throw quarters around like they're manhole covers, so getting the $5 would be tough. As John just said in our ear, we'll need the jaws of life to get the $5 out of his pocket. Hit on the ground to second. Chris Steins to Brian Daubach for the out. One out in the third, a pitcher's duel. Neither team has had a hit.
Well, I got a chance, Sean. I'd like to wish a happy birthday to Anna Finn, who is down in the Cape. 85th birthday today. And she watches every single Red Sox game. So happy birthday, Anna.
Happy birthday indeed. Ray Durham, the leadoff batter. First batter of the ball game, reached on an error by Nomar Garcia-Parra. If you tuned in late, he had a little dribbler, slow roller on the left side of the infield. Nomar had to charge it and go to his right. He juggled it. It was a borderline hit or an error, and scored an error. But it did not hurt as Cone got out of a jam in the first, and the White Sox haven't had a base runner since. Yankees and Blue Jays are underway, and New York already leads 1-0 now in the second in Toronto. Base hit through the left side, so that's the first hit of the game for either team. An opposite field single by Ray Durham. The guy's just a very solid player.
Yes, he is. You remember there was some talk a couple of years ago, maybe moving him to center field.
Jose Valentin.
But they have kept him at second base. Very solid at the top of the lineup. Strikes out a lot for a leadoff man, but also gets on base a lot with the walks, and of course generally maintains a pretty high average.
Yeah, gives you some pop too. He'll hit some home runs. He's at 12 this year. He's at first with one out for Jose Valentin, who walked in the first inning and was stranded. He was the last man to reach prior to that base hit by Durham. The ball up and away on Valentin. Chopped down to third. Hillenbrand will have to go to first for the second out of the inning. Durham to second with two down.
Well, with Nomar back now, it's going to be interesting to see how Jimmy juggles the rest of those players in the infield. I know he wants to get Lansing in. He'll probably play some second base because he has been hot recently. You got Jose Offerman getting the day off today. Lou Maloney sent back to Pawtucket to make room for Garcia-Parra.
He knows the way to Pawtucket. He's been on that shuttle back and forth. There's a gapper hit by Carlos Lee. It's going to give Chicago the lead. Durham around to score. Lee into second with a double and another RBI. He had a couple yesterday. He has his first of the day off David Cone. For Lee, run batted in number 66 of the season. That leads the White Sox.
He was struggling coming into this series and actually struggled in game one, but 3 hits yesterday, and now on the breaking ball, the double into the gap in left center.
Number 30, the right fielder.
Karam off the cement pot of that wall, and by the time Everett chases it down, Lee in the second base with his 25th double of the season.
He's in scoring position for Maglio Ordonez. Was robbed of a hit on a terrific diving catch by Trot Nixon in the first. Foul ball over the roof to the right. Ordonez in the All-Star game each of the last 3 seasons. He's from Venezuela. Fastball a little bit inside. The ball and a strike. Ordonez has had some nagging injuries this year. He's starting to get back on track here late in the season. Ripped up the middle. Terrific pickup by Steins. And he throws him out to end the inning. That saved a run. Looked like Steins might have been screened by the second base umpire, but he still made the play. 1 run in the inning for Chicago. They lead 1-0.
Congratulations! You launched the pink slip virus. Your office is now infected. They'll soon trace it to you. Good luck finding a new job.
Want to get away? Now you can. Just go to southwest.com where you get up to 66% off our 14-day advance fares when you purchase by July 30th.
You are now free to move about the country.
During the Mercury 2001 clearance, get 0.0% financing on every Sable in stock. Zilch 0.0% on Sable LS Touring Edition with no-charge leather seating surfaces, moonroof, and ABS. Diddley 0.0% on Sable with the government's highest crash test rating. Not 0.0% on Sable Sedan and the versatile Sable Wagon. But hurry, before these offers are gone. 0.0%. See your Mercury dealer now.
Chris Stein saves the Red Sox a run. A shot by Maglio Ordonez up the middle, and you're right that he was blocked also by Cooper, the second base umpire. I don't know how he even saw that ball, and plus he got the big high hop. But a nice play by Chris Stein to save a run. I tell you to work as an infielder from the ground up with the glove, but he really had to be quick to get up for that one. That was a bullet.
Someone near our crowd mic seemed very excited about that.
They love nice plays, especially when they save runs.
So the Red Sox down a run as they come up here in the third against Sean Lowe. The Red Sox still looking for their first base runner. Lowe's pitched 2 perfect innings. Brian Daubach, the number 7 hitter, takes the ball in the dirt. 265 for Brian, 16 homers and 51 runs batted in. He's 2 for 10 on the homestand. Daubach, then Hillenbrand and Hatteberg.
Generally, when Daubach goes into a slump, he'll try to change his luck by showing the official Red Sox.
And maybe it's going to pay off with a broken bat hit. No. Hung in the air a bit too long, and Lee was able to run it down. Excellent use of the telestrator, Jerry.
Thank you, Sean. Seems to, just once or twice a game, and it pays for itself.
Yeah. Because if you had said, look at his socks, without circling them, certainly our attention in no way would have been directed as much as it was to the socks.
Well, we're in that MTV age, everything's quick, so you got to
get it in, get it out.
Things out.
Shea Hillenbrand, the batter. The ball low. And you do, because with that telestrator, they change the shot so quickly, and we never really know when they're going to move on to the next thing. So you have to get it in there, erase it, get it out. And you do that with a touch of a finger, for those who don't know. You just draw right on the screen with your fingertip, and then you touch the corner of the screen, and it goes away. Amazing technology. Can you demonstrate how you do that? Go ahead, draw on yourself. There you go. Bing. It's that simple. And fascinating all at the same time. Hillenbrand 0 for 3 yesterday. That ended his hitting streak at 5. It was a mini streak trending towards solid when it was interrupted. Fouled out of play to the left. It was interesting because for a while, when Garciaparra's return was approaching and Hillenbrand was not playing very much and struggling when he did play, there was speculation he'd be the guy to leave, go down to Pawtucket and play every day. His recent surge perhaps cemented his spot on the roster. Might have been Merlone all the way anyway.
Well, you've also got Lansing now that can back up Nomar if they have to give Nomar a day off. Steins can go over to play some third base, so they got some versatility now in that infield. And Hillenbrand, after a slowdown for a little while, has picked it back up and continues to learn every day. And they love what he's done for the Red Sox. Obviously, coming out of spring training, big jump from Double-A to the big leagues.
3-2 pitch, chop foul. It's been an active spot down there by the end of the Chicago dugout. 1-0 White Sox. We're in the home half of the third. One out and the base is empty, and a full count on Hillenbrand with Hatteberg on deck. Another 3-2 from low, and that's hit high and deep to left, hooking toward the pole. Will it stay fair? Yes! Home run for Shea Hillenbrand over everything and left. He got a hanger from Sean Lowe, and he didn't miss it. The Red Sox have tied the game at 1 on Hillenbrand's 9th of the year and his 36th run batted in.
That ball was hit a long way from Shea Hillenbrand inside, just stayed inside for him, and the question was it going to be fair or foul? No question about the distance, way over that foul pole. That might end up somewhere around Bob Qua's house across the street.
Hope it didn't damage that nice hat Qua had on in the last homestand.
Hope it didn't break that bottle of champagne he's chilling too for tonight.
Oh, does he have a big date?
I think so, yeah.
Bounding ball and a base hit for Hatteberg. Back-to-back hits after the first 7 men of the ball game were retired by Lowe. A seeing eye single for Hatteberg. Back in the hit column after an 0 for 4 yesterday.
0 for 4, but had a couple of very good at-bats yesterday against the left-hander Burley. A line drive up the middle. I think Jimmy Williams calls it Buzzard's luck. Didn't have any Buzzard's luck yesterday. Well, he gets the base hit here on the ground ball between first and second.
Now the go-ahead run aboard, and here's Steins, who grounded it short to open the Red Sox first. Breaking ball stayed up and in. Lowe throws to first. Check on Hatteberg. Lowe's a Texan, born in Dallas, lives in Mesquite, Texas. Right outside Dallas. 30 years old. And a big sturdy pitcher on this staff. 6'2", 215 pounds. They pitch out and the runner is going, and Hatteberg's in major trouble. Tagged out by Durham. They had the hit and run on, and the White Sox knew it was coming.
That'll make you wonder, obviously. You know, are they picking up our signs? They pitch out, perfect pitch out. Nothing Steins can do except maybe throw the bat at the ball. And of course, Hatteberg's going to be out by a long distance on the hit and run. Joe Nosek, who was in that dugout for the White Sox, has been one of the best in the business for a long time. There's Joe, of stealing signs.
He's been with the White Sox a long time, as you say. He was there when Gene Lamont was the manager of the White Sox. Steins walks. The first given up. Now, would the third base coach in this case, Lamont, be responsible for establishing what the signs are going to be, or is that something that he would work on in conjunction with the manager?
Well, obviously, what bench coaches do is they watch both manager and third base coach. And Jimmy does the same thing. He'll watch the signs coming from the manager to the third base coach, and they'll try to figure out which one they have a better chance of stealing from. That's why some managers don't give the signs. They may have a coach on the bench give the signs, or a player, or in some cases even a trainer.
You told us once off the air that there was a Red Sox manager you played for who had the trainer.
Don Zimmer.
Yes.
Don Zimmer had Charlie Moss at times giving the signs to Eddie Yost down at third base. But they'll change signs too a lot during the course of a season, especially if they play these teams a lot in a short period of time. So they may have a complete different set of signs this weekend than they did last weekend in Chicago. Jimmy coached third base for a long time with Atlanta, and he's very good at picking up signs.
Trot Nixon, the batter. 2-0 the count. Trot fly to right in the first. And I would think, Jerry, it would be a hard thing to do because there's so many ways to change the signs. I mean, the signs can be so many different things.
Well, one other thing too, Sean, is sometimes players give it away. In other words, you'll have a guy watching the guy at first base, the runner at first base, how he takes the sign and his reaction after he gets the sign. And then sometimes his lead or the way he moves will indicate that something might be on.
Now, when he kind of gives the thumbs up across the diamond to the third base coach, that's a dead giveaway.
I played with a guy named Mickey Rivers with the California Angels. His steal sign was just a direct point towards second base. That's the only way you could pick up a sign. He missed every other sign. So they'd point. Whitey Herzog would point to second base.
Nixon swats one out of play to the left. Now that would seem to be an easy one to intercept.
Well, it's too obvious, so you say that can't be the sign, right?
But after it happens once,
yeah, they couldn't get.
You wouldn't get away with that one again.
They couldn't get him anyway. He was so fast. He'd miss that too. He would miss that.
The point to second base.
Yes.
I just had to yell, go, steal, run, now. Steins will run on occasion. He has 4 stolen bases. And thrown out twice, being held by Konerko at 2 outs in a 1-1 game. Each team has scored a run here in the third. The Red Sox on a Hillenbrand homer. Inside and almost grazed Nixon. So the count is full with 2 outs. Steins will be running. Should Nixon reach, Nomar Garciaparra would have his second at bat. Konerko's moved a couple of steps behind Steins. There goes Chris, and Nixon takes ball 4 up and away. So back-to-back walks from low. 4 men in a row have reached. Nardi Contreras, the pitching coach, on his way to the mound, and the fans salute Nomar again. Garciaparra grounded out to the third baseman Leifer in his first at bat of the season in the first.
Number 5, the shortstop, Nomar Garciaparra.
Nomar led the league at .372 last year. He led the American League with a .357 batting average in 1999. Career .333 hitter in 595 major league games. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. A good fastball from Sean Lowe. Among active players, only Tony Gwynn has a higher career batting average at .338.
And Tony Gwynn will be retiring at the end of this season with the San Diego Padres.
So it's possible Nomar could be number 1, although Todd Helton is right behind him. Has the advantage of playing half his games in that Colorado ballpark. Fouled off to the right. Right over by Ed Brickley. Hit the glass just above him. He was ready. I think Ed has somebody in that booth now whose sole responsibility is just to cue him when he's on so he can give his familiar wave to the camera. Oh, here comes another one. Just a little bit below Ed. Can you notice before the game today they had about 45 minutes of Frank Sinatra songs one after another during batting practice?
Yeah,
highly unusual.
Yeah, it was.
I think that's from Ed.
The Rat Pack.
Another 1-2. Nomar had a jackknife out of the way. The 2-2 pitch. Little nubber foul. Nomar's last hit was last September 29th at Tampa Bay. He went 2 for 5 in his last game of last season. And the routine still the same. Another 2-2 and another foul ball. I think that alone would be taxing on the wrist. All that pulling at the batting gloves. Yet another 2-2 pitch inside, so Nomar is battled to a full count. The runners will be off with the payoff pitch. Lowe's thrown 30 pitches in this inning. Here's the 8th pitch of the at-bat. With the runners going, he struck him out. Nomar slashed at a pitch and missed it. Lowe has his second strikeout. But the Red Sox tie it on the home run by Shea Hillenbrand. After 3, 1-1 the score. You're watching the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
Pedro, can you win 30 games this year?
I'm not sure, but I'll give it a try.
Pedro, do you think this is the year?
We just take it one game at a time and give it 100% effort.
Hey, this is a two-part question. Did you know that the lobster roll was back at McDonald's?
Yes, I did know.
And how do you feel about that?
Hungry.
Thank you.
The delicious lobster roll is back at McDonald's, and now you get more lobster than ever for just $4.99. Plus, you can get a disposable camera with free film processing for $1.99 when you buy an extra value meal.
Here you go, kid. Thank you.
Finally, some good news about tires. Pep Boys has lowered prices. Get high-quality 80,000-mile Futura tires now as low as 4 for $179. Hey, when it comes to saving money, all you need to know is where to go. Pep Boys.
Americans have places to go, things to do, so they go Midas. Alignment, we do that. Air conditioning, we do that. Brakes, we do that. So for total car care by certified technicians, who does it all? Midas. We do that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in my Ford, let's go for a drive.
It's here. Ford's authorized clearance at your New England Ford dealer.
A little bit of fun along the way.
Now get huge savings on the #1 selling truck in America, Ford F-150. Get up to $1,500 cash back or choose low 2.9 financing. That's $1,500 cash back or 2.9 financing on the big tough Ford F-150. The Ford authorized clearance going on now at your New England Ford dealer.
Back at Fenway Park, each team with a run on 2 hits. The Red Sox made an error, and we head to the 4th. Tied at 1 after Shea Hillenbrand hit a homer in the bottom of the 3rd. A long homer. They had to come in, those who estimate the tail of the tape, to our booth to look at replays between innings to try to estimate that distance. And when they announce it, we'll pass it along to you. Canseco struck out swinging to end the 1st. He stranded a couple of base runners. Strike at the knees. Let's pause for station identification on the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
You're watching WFXT Fox 25 Boston, home of the Red Sox.
The 0-1 pitch. Close, but a ball. Still tough to figure out what's a strike and what isn't today. Sean McDonough, Jerry Remy, our producer Russ Ken, our director John Wilson, $5 poorer than when the game began. Our associate producer David Corris. That pop-up's trying to come back with the breeze, but it's in the second or third row, and Hatterberg couldn't get it. Bob Qua, Dave Bauman, Rob Stein assisting us here in the booth today. I think that's going to become a regular feature now. Bauman reading the disclaimer, or is his career over?
Well, the Red Sox lost yesterday. We'll see how they make out today. 2 losses, and I think you're out.
Okay. There's another foul ball back here. Well, John Wilson wants me to do it again because he wants to go double or nothing. If Dave does it perfectly again tomorrow or our next telecast, he wants to go double or nothing. So Dave has a chance for $10. So I say let's do him again. Let him do it again because we'd like to see Wilson have to reach into his pocket for the first time in his Red Sox directing career.
Friday night, right?
Friday night. So Dave's got all week to think about it. And you know, after Dave did it yesterday, and he had 1 or 2 stumbles, and I was trying to tell him after the game, you were fine, you know, because he thought he struggled a little, and thought we had Dave's confidence built back up. At breakfast this morning, John Wilson said, "You were terrible." Way to boost the future broadcasters of tomorrow. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Canseco strikes out. Of course, from John, that's a compliment, though. I mean, that's about as nice as it gets. That meant he was pretty good.
Sunny Sunday morning. Over the top breaking ball that time from Cone. Second time he's got Canseco on the breaking ball this afternoon. I like Sundays here. We have the Dunkin' Donuts.
We had another delivery from the nice folks at Dunkin' Donuts today. Paul Konerko, the batter. One strike on Konerko. He grounded to short, leading off the second inning. 1-1 game in the fourth. The Yankees have opened up a 4-0 lead now in Toronto. They're in the third inning. Strike at the knees, outside corner. Terrific pitch by Cone. Nothing Konerko could do with that one. He drops down a bit and nips the outside corner for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts to open the fourth for David Cone. He has fanned 4 Chicago hitters today.
Well, if you're David Cone out, you just keep firing that thing about 6 inches off the outside part of the plate, because right now that's being called a strike.
Third baseman.
Very generous strike there. That ball never had a part of the corner. Konerko turned around. He couldn't believe it, so maybe keep working that area.
Coin landed on heads. Konerko just shaking his head, and it's hard to blame him. Jeff Leefer, the hitter. He took a ball. Leefer out on a fly ball to center in the second. One and one. Foul tip into the middle of Hatterberg. Leefer behind in the count, 1-2. Cone with a chance to strike out the side now. We got Canseco and Konerko. Now is 1-2 to Leefer. just missed. Excellent movement on that pitch as it started inside and tried to drift back over the inside corner, but apparently it did not catch the corner.
And Konerko's in the dugout saying, yeah, that was a strike on me.
The 2-2 pitch is popped up in foul ground. Hillenbrand races over by the dugout. That one rides the wind out of play. Leifer's 26 years old, a Californian and a former first-round pick. 25th player taken in the June '95 draft out of Long Beach State University, where he holds the 49er career records for home runs, runs batted in, hits, doubles. They've had a fine program there over the years. Another 2-2 from Cone and a ball high. Chris Singleton hoping for a chance to hit here in the fourth. Leifer spent most of last season with their AAA club in Charlotte. Got into 5 games with the White Sox. The 3-2 way outside. So Leifer got in the hole but battled out of it. The second walk given up by Cone and a 2-out base runner here for Chicago in a 1-1 game.
Number 12, the center fielder, Chris Singleton.
Now Chris Singleton, who popped out to Shea Hillenbrand to end the second. Leifer not really a threat to run. Does not have a stolen base this year. Has been thrown out once. Singleton tried to push a bunt down the third baseline. He fouled it off. He's been having a tough time at the plate.
5 for his last 29. He does have 10 sacrifice bunts on the season. Second in the league to David Eckstein and Omar Vizquel in that category. Trying to bunt for a base hit obviously there with 2 outs.
The 0-1 pitch hit hard and just fouled. Just missed the bag at first. No balls and 2 strikes on Singleton. There's Brett Saberhagen, still basking in the glow of his amazing performance on Friday night. His first major league game in 22 months. Hatteberg sets up outside and Cone hits the corner for his 3rd strikeout of the inning with the walk mixed in. 5 Ks in all for David. We go to the bottom of the 4th, tied at 1.
Honey, my legs are numb. Shh. Come on, this is embarrassing.
You know what's embarrassing? Paying $1,900 to go to your mommy's house. That's embarrassing.
Okay. How was I supposed to know that travel website only listed some of the airfares?
Who's not supposed to be talking? You. That hurts.
Don't let a travel website lead you in the wrong direction. Go to Southwest.com, where now you get up to 66% off our 14-day advance fares when you purchase by July 30th.
You are now free to move about the country.
In Hong Kong, I'm Michael Jackson, you're Toto.
You mean Tito? Toto is what we ate last night for dinner.
One's all talk.
Show me a badge right now. Show it again.
The other's all action.
I saw that.
Yeah, I'm a player.
Together,
Bam!
they're nothing but trouble. Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker.
You smell good.
Rush Hour 2. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday.
Escape to an exotic place that we call the driver's seat. The BMW 7 Series sedan, now available for $799 a month. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Visit your local BMW center for a test drive.
Time to go around the bases, brought to you by Budweiser with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you. How about this one, Jerry? Kind of like your career. Mark McGwire, he hits them deep or he doesn't hit them anywhere. His last 7 hits have all been home runs. He's 7 for his last 31. All 7 hits homers. That's a .903 slugging percentage. .571 now for McGwire. 2 behind Harmon Killebrew for 5th all time.
And in his last 31 at-bats, he hit as many as I hit my whole career.
You hit 7. Lucky 7. McGwire hit a homer yesterday against the Cubs in the Cardinals' 7-4 victory, which got them back within 7.5 games of the front-running Cubs in the NL Central. 1-1 game here at Fenway. Home half of the 4th, and Manny Ramirez took a first pitch strike from Sean Lowe. Ramirez was called out on strikes in the 2nd. Lowe has walked 2. They were back-to-back last inning. He has fanned 2. What would you say? It's 50-50 on that pitch just outside the corner.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, he must have went to Brinkman school.
I think you could throw that same pitch twice in a row. One would be a ball and one would be a strike today. Fouled off to the right. Over near our Fox 25 luxury suite. It was quite a birthday celebration yesterday. Now, did you go back to the Kelly's house afterwards and play pin the tail on a donkey and badminton with your adopted family?
No.
Swing and a miss. Ramirez strikes out for the 2nd time. 1 out here in the 4th.
Sean Lowe gets Ramirez with the breaking ball. 2nd time that Manny struck out today.
19, the designated
Actually,
hitter,
last night, while
Dante Bichette.
most people are out celebrating on a Saturday night, I went back home, had a nice tuna sub that my wife bought for me while she was out having dinner with friends. But it gives me a great chance to watch Cops on Fox and America's Most Wanted, and then of course the news at 10. And
now, you mentioned the news at 10. I did not catch it. I was at the library studying my notes for today's telecast, doing extensive research. But did Levin read Dante Bichette, the batter, 0-2 the count? There were reports that he was going to follow the fashion lead established here Friday night. He was going to wear a miner's helmet.
He did.
During the sports report.
He did, right at the end of the report. And then he tried to get CJ to put it on. He'd have no part of it.
They wouldn't put it on, huh?
No.
None of them wanted a piece of it except for Levin. See, the rest of them have nice hair, though. That's probably what, those anchor people are always, they're in hair and makeup for hours before they go out on the set.
Yeah, but that was the end of the show there. That was the very end. And so,
Then they go to the post parties. After every newscast, they have a big party at some trendy night spot in Dedham.
Probably the place, I would guess.
But that's in Boston. 1-2 pitch, inside corner. Wow. Bichette didn't like it. I think if it's close today, you better swing, because you just don't know if it's going to be a ball or a strike. That's 3 strikeouts in a row now for Sean Lowe.
They got Nomar on a slider to end the 3rd inning, and now he's got curveballs on back-to-back strikeouts from Maris and Bichette. Bichette's going to jump back. It does look like that pitch picks up the inside corner.
Yep. So 2 quick outs, and here's Everett still looking for his first hit since returning to action yesterday. Chopped one fouled off first. Carl grounded to short in his first at bat today. Do you know that Jerry Trupiano said on the radio the other night that we looked like we should be in the Village People music group with those miners helmets on? This from a man who has actually been to a Village People concert, I might add. We had that confirmed by the Cat, Joe Castiglione. Troopy would never wear one of those because he is ultra concerned about his hair, and admittedly I'm jealous he has wonderful hair, but that's why he wears those little loop-de-loop headsets that go under his chins, because he doesn't want to mess up his hair.
Doesn't want to get that headset head, huh?
No, he doesn't want to have headset hair because he has very nice hair. He's been to a Village People concert. He said he wasn't really familiar with them when he went and was part of a radio station thing when he was working in Houston.
I bet
Not
that
there's
would...
anything wrong with going to a Village People concert, but if he's going to tease us about it, he should at least fess up. He's actually been to the concert. Two and two on Everett. The ball high. Dahlbach on deck. Did one of the Village People wear a Miners hat?
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know. They had
Indian, Cowboy. I think one of them had a construction hat, but they didn't have the fancy gizmo light like we had.
I didn't really follow them. I don't know.
No. The grounder to second ends the inning. You're watching the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
All next week on Fox 25 News at 4:30. If there were a fire in your kitchen, would you know how to use your fire extinguisher? Plus, if junk food in the office is blowing your diet, we'll show you easy ways to stick with it. And it's not Swan Lake anymore. Nemois is showing us ballet in the 21st century. All next week on Fox 25 News at 4:30.
More overall interior room than Jeep Grand Cherokee. More standard towing capacity than Ford Explorer. More horsepower in a midsize SUV than anything else in the world. We gave the all-new Chevy Trailblazer a lot more, except here. Lease the 2002 Trailblazer four-wheel drive LS for as low as $369 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for lease details. After driving one, everything else just seems kinda weak. Trailblazer at your Chevy dealer.
Well, it sure is nice in paradise. A little lonely, but, well, who do we have here? Arr, you're a real bird of paradise.
Yeah, real original. So, who are you anyway?
What do you mean, who am I? I'm Adam. May I tempt you with a Red Bull?
Tempt me with a bull? Hello, it's a job for a snake.
But, my dear, Red Bull's an energy drink. It gives you wings.
Oh, tempting, very tempting. But why do you want to fly out of paradise?
Because that's where my van is parked.
Every night, a different approach, a different perspective, a different reason to watch.
Police are saying they have a suspect.
Fox 25, the news is on at 10.
All tied at 1 as we go to the top of the 5th. Well, Red Sox fans, don't forget your socks on the first day of school. This Wednesday, all fans age 15 and under entering Fenway Park will receive a colorful high-gloss 3-ring binder, compliments of the Red Sox and Post cereal. For more information, visit redsox.com.
Sox on Fox rocks. David Cone in a 1-1 game in the 5th. He throws a strike at the knees to Mark Johnson, the catcher, hitting 9th in their batting order again today. Grounded to second his first time up. Then the top of the order, Ray Durham and Jose Valentin. The 1-1 the count. Cone's given up 2 hits. They were both in the 3rd inning when the White Sox scored their run. A 1-out single by Ray Durham. He scored on a double by Carlos Lee, and then the Red Sox tied it in the bottom of the inning on a 1-out solo homer by Shea Hillenbrand. The Yankees lead Toronto 5-0 in the 5th. Strike 3. The last 4 outs recorded by Cone have all been strikeouts. He has 6 strikeouts for the ball game now.
Strikeout high for the season is 7. He did that against the Phillies back on June the 8th. Once again, that backdoor breaking ball picking up the outside corner for the strikeout. So all the strikeouts today for David Cone have been on the breaking ball.
And that one is just a little bit low to Ray Durham. He reached on a Nomar Garcia-Parra error to open the game, and he singled to left and scored the Chicago run in the 3rd. Chopped up the middle. Steins is there. 2 outs. Here's Jose Valentin, who was
Number
walked and
22,
grounded to third.
The shortstop, Jose Valentin.
Longtime Milwaukee Brewer Valentin, now in his 2nd year with Chicago. He had a big year last year for the White Sox for offense at 25 homers. He also made 36 errors. 25 homers last year, the White Sox franchise record for shortstops. Because of that fielding problem last year, he's played all over the place this year. 0-2 is the count. Chance for a 1-2-3 inning for Cone. Up and in. And that one's just outside. The 2-2. I take it based on your body language, dog, you thought that was strike 3.
Strike 3.
Yeah. And now Valentin crushes one down the line near the pole. It is a home run. Cone looking back at Hatteberg as if to ask if that was a fair ball, but the Red Sox don't argue. It was close by the pole. So just when it looked like they had him struck out and the inning should have been over. On the next pitch, Valentin lines a home run just fair to give the White Sox a 2-1 lead.
Number 45, the left fielder.
16th homer of the year and 41st run batted in for Valentin. Here's Carlos Lee. This umpire has no clue. Absolutely none.
It looked like Cone had him struck out when that backdoor breaking ball, which he's been getting a couple of times in this ball game. Didn't get it in a key situation. The very next pitch, the home run.
There's just no consistency to the strike zone today.
No.
And that's the thing I think that pitchers and hitters ask for. Okay, if you're going to call a pitch a couple inches off the plate a strike, that's fine if you're going to do it all day. Well, one pitch is a ball and the next one's a strike and in the same spot. And no one knows what the guidelines are for the day. Cone looked like he tried to overthrow that 3-0 pitch. He walks Lee.
Take a look at the pitch to Valentin that we thought was strike 3, and I think David Cone also felt was strike 3. Breaking ball, backdoor, right in the corner, the same one that he's got a number of times today. That time it's not called a strike. Very next pitch, fastball, home run. Right now, Kerrigan and Hatteberg out trying to calm Cone down. He has to be upset, obviously, about the non-call, then giving up the home run, and then, of course, he walks Lee on the 4 pitches.
Let's see if Kerrigan says anything to Brian Gorman, the umpire who's now at the mound. He does not.
Number 30, the right fielder, Maglio Ordonez.
The walk to Lee, the 3rd walk issued by Cone, and here's Ordonez. Cone needs to get his concentration back. This is the most dangerous part of the Chicago order. The cleanup hitter Ordonez up there 0 for 2 today. Maglio line to right. Robbed of a hit on a nice catch by Nixon in the 1st inning and grounded to 2nd to win the 3rd with a runner in scoring position. Well, for big man Lee over there at first, runs very well. He has 13 steals. Look out. Little chin music for Ordonez.
David Cohn's been doing more of that the last couple of starts, running that fastball up and in on hitters to try to set up his breaking ball.
Two to one Chicago in the fifth. They've just taken the lead on the home run by Valentin, and they're looking to add to that lead with Lee at first. 2 outs. The 1-1 to Ordonez, inside again. Lee is running, and he got a great pitch on which to run. No chance for Hatteberg. And Lee has his 14th stolen base of the year. That's one more than he had all of last season. So he's in scoring position with 2 outs.
Got the breaking ball and plus a double clutch from Hatteberg trying to get the ball out of his glove. Didn't get it on that first attempt. And Lee with the hard slide into second base, really pushing Steins off the bag.
Now the 3-1 to Ordonez. Cohn jammed him, and Ordonez chopped one foul over by the Chicago dugout, where Canseco looms on deck. Three-two pitch. Low. The breaking ball for ball 4 after the homer by Valentin. Back-to-back walks to Lee and Ordonez.
Number 31.
Fourth walk of the game from Cohn. His season high is 5, which he's done only once against Tampa Bay in 5 innings on June 25th. Walked only 1 in each of his last 2 starts prior to today.
Not too many splitters in this game from David Cohn. Mostly fastball breaking ball.
And you think if that had been strike 3 on Valentin, not only would it be still a tie game, Canseco takes a strike, but how many pitches has Cohn had to throw since that pitch?
Well, at least probably about 12.
Through the other pitch to Valentin, then the back-to-back walks to Lee and Ordonez, and he's still not out of the inning. Wow. Cohn generally doesn't show much emotion directed at the umpire, clearly perplexed by what is a strike and what isn't today.
Now you can see his head drop after that last call by Gorman, the home plate umpire.
A pop-up. Hillenbrand over by the dugout has it. And Cohn cast a quick glance in the direction of Brian Gorman on his way off the mound. The White Sox have the lead on the Valentin homer. It's 2-1 in the middle of the 5th.
License and registration, please.
There you go.
Well, well, well. Looks like we got a celebrity here.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're Tug McGraw's kid. Your dad had the best screwball I ever saw. So you're a bus driver, huh? Well, not everyone can have an arm like Tug.
Officer?
Holy moly. That's Doug McGraw.
Bud Light is proud to sponsor Tug McGraw's son.
He still got it.
What did I miss?
That was fast.
What did I miss?
Dad, popcorn.
Guys, what did I miss?
Pedro Martinez struck out 3. I caught this. We were on the big screen.
I miss anything else?
Yeah, my nachos.
For tickets, call 617-482-4SOX or log on to redsox.com.
Most towing capacity. Highest payload rating. Roomiest cabs available. Biggest diesel in its class. Combined, they make up the Ford Super Duty, the truck that outsells Chevy and Dodge combined. Get $1,000 commercial bonus cash on Ford Super Duties at your New England Ford dealer.
2-1 White Sox, and as David Cohn left the field at the end of that inning, a little quick stare toward Gorman, the home plate umpire. He is, I guess you'd say, perplexed at what the strike zone might be today.
I think everybody is. It's really been all over the place for everybody, both pitchers and most of the hitters.
Last time Gorman did a game behind the plate, it was up in Toronto, Red Sox Toronto, when he threw out Shannon Stewart in that ball game.
Pitch way inside. Somehow Daubach managed to get out of the way. Daubach out on a fly ball to left in the 3rd inning. Facing Sean Lowe, who's given up just 2 hits. One of them a Shea Hillenbrand home run. It's hard to come by the last couple of days for the Red Sox. They managed just 5 yesterday against the trio of Mark Burley, Bob Howery, and Keith Folk. And only 2 through 4 innings today against Lowe. 2 balls and a strike. Daubach, Hillenbrand, and Hatteberg, the bottom 3rd of the order. Hillenbrand and Hatteberg have the 2 hits. Down and in, 3-1. Certainly Lowe hit a long wait in the dugout. Did they ever announce the estimated distance of that Hillenbrand home run?
I didn't hear it.
Daubach hits it high in the air. The center fielder Singleton doesn't see it. Lee's over there to help him out.
That ball is going to carry a little closer to the wall than it actually did.
It sounded like good contact, but the wind is blowing out. So the flag right now isn't doing very much. That never threatened the wall.
High sky today, not many clouds up there to help out the infielders and outfielders. Bright sunshine, and you're right, Singleton didn't see that fly ball at all.
Here's Hillenbrand, who hit a towering home run down the left field line over everything, landed on the roof across the street. Might have been on the roof of the Cask and Flagon. The ball down and in. Lowe's retired 5 in a row. He was originally in the Cardinals organization and was traded to the White Sox a couple of years ago. Came over in February of '99 for a pitcher by the name of John Ambrose. And brief stints in '97 and '98 with St. Louis. A total of 10 games over those 2 seasons. There's another former first-round pick, taken 15th overall by the Cardinals in '92. Hillenbrand swung at ball 3. It's a weak pop-up. It's caught by the pitcher Lowe, running off the back of the mound.
That's another big league jam job right there. I don't believe it broke the bat of Shea Hillenbrand, but big swing and just that little pop-up that the pitcher has to make the play on.
The catcher.
That ball gets over his head. It's probably going to be a base hit for Hillenbrand. Right in on the label of the bat.
So 2 down here in the 5th. The White Sox lead 2-1, and the batter is Scott Hatteberg. He bounced a single through the right side in the 3rd. Takes the ball just outside. Red Sox have an off day tomorrow. And the homestand continues on Tuesday when the Anaheim Angels are here. Red Sox have not played Anaheim yet this season.
They have got themselves above 500. They're 53 and 51, but of course 22 games behind Seattle.
Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to Hatteberg. The 3rd walk given up by Lowe. He had retired 6 in a row before the base on balls. You'd have to say Mike Scioscia is getting the most out of that team. I mean, Anaheim not exactly loaded with marquee players.
Chris
2 games above 500.
Yeah, they made a lot about Oakland, you know, making a charge for the wild card. The Angels only 2 games behind Oakland right now.
Chris Stein's the hitter. Chris grounded to short in the 1st. He walked in the 3rd. Line to the left, a base hit. The Red Sox trying to rekindle the 2-out magic that was working for them so well at the start of this homestand. Key to yesterday's loss, the inability to come up with the clutch hit. They were 0 for 4 yesterday with men in scoring position.
Another hanging breaking ball that time by Lowe, and the line shot by Chris Stein. Stein's coming off a 3 for 3 day yesterday here at Fenway. 1 for 2 today in the leadoff spot.
Been on base twice with the walk and now the single. So the tying run is at second, the go-ahead run at first. And here comes Trot Nixon, who was flied to right and walked. Red Sox 0 for their last 12 in this series with men in scoring position. Of course, they had a series full of hits with men in scoring position the very first inning of this series on Friday night when they scored 7 runs. They were 6 for 7 in that inning against Kip Wells. Haven't had a hit since with a man in scoring position since the first inning of Friday night. Chance for Nixon to turn that around right here. The 1-0 to him. He was out ahead of a nice off-speed pitch there by Lowe.
Change up and a fastball count.
Well, watching these guys pitch, you can understand why the White Sox are high on their young arms and why they think even if they don't get back into the playoff contention this year, they'll be a contender next year. Injuries had a lot to do with their problems this season. The Red Sox can relate to that. Chicago has gone 37 and 22 in their last 59 games after a 14 and 29 start. They've played well on the road lately for Jerry Manuel too. They've won 8 of their last 11 road games. The 1-2 to Nixon. Two and 2. He struck him out with the pitch down and in. Red Sox strand 2. Lowe is fan 5 after 5. 2-1 Chicago.
During the Mercury 2001 clearance, get 0.0% financing on every Sable in stock.
Zilch Point 0% on Sable LS Touring Edition with no-charge leather seating surfaces, moonroof, and ABS. Diddley Point 0% on Sable with the government's highest crash test rating. Not Point 0% on Sable Sedan and the versatile Sable Wagon. But hurry, before these offers are gone. Point 0%. See your Mercury dealer now.
Life is like a sport. The impact of each step impacts more than just your feet. But new Stride Guard insoles absorb 50% more heel impact than these Dr. Scholl's. Take more impact in stride. New Stride Guard insoles.
Americans have places to go, things to do, so they go Midas. Air conditioning, we do that. Oil changes, we do that. Batteries and mufflers too. For total car care by certified technicians, who does it all? Midas. We do that.
It's gonna be a magic summer with my Toyota.
It's Toyota's Magic Summer, and you still have time to get $1,000 cash back on Toyota Tundra, which received the highest rating and outperformed all full-size pickups in Insurance Institute crash tests.
Yeah, it's gonna be a magic.
Or get special Tacoma leases, just $199 a month for 48 months with $19.99 due at signing. But it ends July 31st. Hurry, see your New England Toyota dealer now.
2-1, the White Sox have the lead as we go to the top of the sixth. We'll have lunch with your favorite Red Sox players, both past and present, next Friday. All fans age 50 and under entering Fenway receive a collectible 100th season lunchbox courtesy of the Red Sox and Dunkin' Donuts. For more information, visit redsox.com.
Well, there's Tom Calorio and his family here at the game today. It's quite an elaborate sign. Lots of stuff on there. Hit it here. Not hard. But Tom's mom, Helen, a great Red Sox fan, watches every ball game. We want to send her a special hello today on this beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Where are they sitting?
I don't know. They're out in the right field somewhere. Section 8. Oh, you want to go out and personally greet them? I'm sure
No,
they
I'm saying
appreciate that.
hit it here. You hope they're in fair territory somewhere.
When the Red Sox are back.
Right, exactly.
Yes, yeah. See, I don't think he wanted to hit it right there. You know, he was pointing right at his face, popping through that sign. What is he planning to do when that happens? Catch it in his teeth?
I think Dad reaches up with the glove.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
The
backhanded
plan.
play.
Konerko, the batter, 0-2 the count. Paul is grounded to short and struck out. White Sox lead 2-1. Reclaimed the lead last inning on a home run by Jose Valentin. Konerko, Jeff Leafer, Chris Singleton against David Cohn in the sixth. One and two now. Cohn has surrendered just the 3 hits. This is pitch number 96. Little lob over by the Red Sox dugout. Daubach has no play. It's off the roof of the dugout and up into the seats. A little trade last night in Major League Baseball. The Tigers sending Todd Jones, once their closer and quite recently one of the best closers in the American League, to Minnesota in exchange for Mark Redmond, the left-handed starting pitcher. Konerko hits it very high, not all that deep. Nixon coming in. 1 out.
Yeah, LaTroy Hawkins has been doing the closing in Minnesota. He's got 26 saves. He's 4th in the league in that category, but a little more insurance out there. Maybe with Todd Jones, they could.
The third baseman.
Days that Hawkins needs off. They have another capable closer to shut the door for the Twins. It's unusual to see the Twins make a move where they get a veteran player.
Yeah, usually they're dumping guys who have a salary at this time of the year, but they know they're in the playoff race, a half game behind Cleveland in the Central. But at the moment, they're the leading team in the wild card. Minnesota's at Seattle. They're the Central standings. Indians by a half game. Minnesota's lost 2 in a row and 7 of 10. They're in Seattle again later today. Jeff Leafer, the batter, 2-0 the count. Leafer is flied to center and walked. Bill Pulsifer warming up in the bullpen. It's going around the 100 pitch mark now. A lot of extra throws last inning as a result of that non-strike 3 to Valentin. The Yankees pouring it on Toronto again today, 8-0. They're on their way, it seems, to sweeping that series and pummeling the Blue Jays in all 3. Tino Martinez, who's been on a tear, has hit another homer. Alfonso Soriano has homered and tripled and driven in 3, and Jorge Posada has hit a home run. 8-0 Yankees in the 6th. Swing and a miss. Leifert departs. 7 strikeouts for Cone.
That's the split of that time from David Cone to pick up the strikeout against
Number
Leifert.
12, the center fielder.
I mentioned most of his pitches this afternoon, the fastball, breaking ball, but that time the splitter to pick up the strikeout.
So the 7 strikeouts matching David's season high. Jerry mentioned earlier he fanned 7 Phillies here on June 8th. Singleton pops it up. Shallow left. Garcia Parra has it. 0-1-2, 3 inning for Cone. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Chicago.
Congratulations! You've launched the pink slip virus. Your office is now infected. They'll soon trace it to you. Good luck finding a new job. Congratulations!
Want to get away? Now you can. Just go to Southwest.com where you get up to 66% off our 14-day advance fares when you purchase by July 30th.
You are now free to move about the country.
The 2 things I'm proudest of in my life is that I became a Marine pilot. And equally as important, equally as satisfying, equally as proud of, was that I became a member of Baseball's Hall of Fame.
Preserving history, honoring excellence, connecting generations. The Baseball Hall of Fame. Visit us on the web at baseballhalloffame.org or call 888 Hall of Fame.
The 2001 Honda Clearance. It only happens once a year, and it's gone before you know it. It's a surefire hit. Go ahead, seize the moment.
Nomar Garcia Parra will begin the Red Sox 6th. Nomar in his return to action tested immediately. The first batter of the game, Ray Durham, hit a slow bouncer on the left side. Nomar bobbled it and was charged with an error. In Nomar's first at bat, bottom of the 1st, he grounded out to the 3rd baseman, Jeff Leifert. Then in the 2nd inning, another chance for Nomar, and a ground ball by Paul Konerko. That one handled with ease. Nomar hasn't been very busy in the field. In his 2nd plate appearance, he struck out with a couple of men on to end the 3rd inning. Here he is, 0 for 2. Leading off the 6th, Garcia, Parra, Ramirez, and Bichette. Certainly a formidable 3, 4, and 5 combination. Carl Everett batting 6th. One strike on Garcia Parra. Lowe got out of a 2-out jam last inning when he struck out Nixon with a couple of men on. There is action in the Chicago bullpen as this inning begins. As Jerry mentioned, Lowe was a relief pitcher. Moved into the starting rotation when David Wells went down with the back problem. Gary Glover warming up. This is just the 6th start for Lowe. Garcia Parra hammers one to center. It's deep. That ball is gone. Welcome back, Nomar. A home run to tie the game at 2.
the fastball straight away center field up into the bleacher area to tie the ball game. The 2 outs that he made today, one was on a changeup, one was on a slider. That time he got the fastball and straight away center field.
Fans want him to come back out for a curtain call. Ramirez takes the ball low. They're still on their feet for Nomar. In his 3rd at bat of the season, his first hit is a home run. He comes out to acknowledge the cheers. First homer since last September 27th, also against Chicago off Cal Eldred. A little bit of everything today for Nomar in his return.
And that should put the rest, the strength that he has been able to build up in his wrist, obviously. Still with the home run power.
As Red Sox fans well know, he is a fitness fanatic, always in great shape. Works exceptionally hard throughout the year, not just during the baseball season. He's worked with the Red Sox strength and conditioning and medical staff, and he also did a lot of extra work during the rehab process with the noted strength and conditioning gurus Mike Boyle and Walter Norton Jr. Chopped down to first. Konerko makes the play. Ramirez is out for the first out of the inning. And they devised a lot of exercises for Nomar to help him with his overall conditioning and fitness, but also to help him rehab that wrist. Dante Bichette, the batter. He was grounded to third and struck out. Very nice gesture, by the way, by Nomar, Jerry. He did a lot of that rehabbing over at Boston University in their weight room, and to show his appreciation to Glenn Harris, the strength coach there, and his staff for the hospitality. When Nomar was finished over there, he bought them a very nice new stereo system, which they really needed. Didn't have to do that. And the people over there were really impressed by Nomar, how nice he was to everybody.
And you'll get to enjoy that because you work over there.
I do work out over there. Saw Nomar over there a lot. He worked very hard with Mike and Walter and Glenn Harris.
Well, it's all paying off, and you know, when you've been through something like he's been through out all season, and a lot of lonely moments, and you get back today and you hit that home run, it makes it worth it. Just like Saberhagen the other night.
Pitch to Bichette is low and away. 2-2. Twice the White Sox have had a 1-run lead, and on each occasion, Lowe's given up a home run. Hillenbrand's homer tied the game at 1 in the 3rd, and now Garciaparra's homer has electrified the crowd and tied the game at 2 here in the 6th. Double-barreled action in the White Sox bullpen now.
Looks like the left-hander Alan Embry has joined Gary Glover.
Look out. Foul ball at a strange angle off to the right. It is Alan Embry, along with Glover, who was up throwing at the start of the inning. 2-2 game. The hits 4-3 in favor of the Red Sox. Low up over 100 pitches now at 102. Number 103 is swung on and missed. Off-speed pitch. Bichette out in front of it. He fans for the 2nd time. And Lowe has struck out 6.
Number 2, the center fielder, Carl Everett.
Let's pause for station identification on the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
You're watching WFXT Fox 25 Boston, home of the Red Sox.
Carl Everett slashes at the first one and fouled it away. He is grounded out twice. Floater up and away. Low might be tiring. Another pitch up. You mentioned what their rotation is likely to be. He's the only starters over 25 years old. He's 30. White Sox now, with the trade of James Baldwin, have an average age on their entire team of 27.7. They're the second youngest team in the major leagues. Only Minnesota has a younger average age. Everett strikes out to end the inning, but the Red Sox have tied it up on the home run by Nomar Garcia-Parra. 2-2 after 6.
Of course you got a pest problem.
What do you mean?
You got food everywhere. Everything they love. Can you blame them?
Well,
Problem is, you can't kill them. All you can do is control them.
It's go time. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
So that's how they're...
Hi, how are you? May I help you find something today? Tangerine. That's fun, isn't it? Do you do fuchsia? I don't like to call them colors. I like to call them flavors. Want to take that?
I'll think about it. It's the right thought, but the wrong gift certificate. Next time, give the American Express gift check instead of one place. It's good all over the place. Available at Fleet.
All tied at 2 as we move to the top of the 7th here at Fenway Park, and the Red Sox will have a new pitcher. To start the top of the 7th, Bill Pulsipher coming on for the 14th time this season. Opponents average only 184 off Pulsipher. 11 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 8 walks and 10 strikeouts. His last outing against the Blue Jays on the 26th, a third of an inning in that ball game.
Left-handed hitter Johnson to lead off, and then 2 switch hitters do Durham and Valentine against Pulsipher, and there is no action in the Boston bullpen. Johnson takes the ball. He was 0 for 2 against Cone, grounded to second and struck out. Cone went 6 innings and allowed 2 runs, earned on 3 hits. One of them the Valentine home run. 1 pitch after it appeared that Valentine struck out. David walked 4. 2 of those were right after the home run. And he struck out 7. He threw 103 pitches and 60 of them were strikes. He retired the last 4 men he faced. He will not be involved in the decision today, although the Red Sox will try to extend their streak. They've won the last 10 games started by Cone. David hasn't gotten the win in all of those. They'll try to make it 11 straight wins and a Cone start today. 2-1 from Pulsipher, pulled sharply foul over the roof on the right. You watch that one intently. Is that about where you parked, right over there?
No, it's got a ways to go before it gets to my car.
Well, that's you're way down the end because you're right where you can get right out when the game's over.
Exactly right. That might end up in the players' parking lot.
Down the third base line, it took a funny hop, and then Hillenbrand couldn't find it after it hit his body. Johnson's on. He's walking gingerly, looking like he might have pulled something on his way down the line.
Well, a lot of spin on this off the bat of the left-hander. Hillenbrand will go into the dive. Looked like it took a strange hop on it. Yeah, right there, it kicked back. And you don't usually see that. Must have hit a divot and then kicked back toward the body of Hillenbrand. That'll go as a base hit. Take a look now at Johnson as he, right.
He twisted his ankle. No wonder. Ray Durham batting right-handed. Showed bunt and looked at a strike. He reached on an error in the first. He singled and scored in the third. He grounded to second in the fifth. Johnson, not a fast runner at first, being held by Daubach. The bunt. Pulsifer has a play at second. He throws to Garcia-Parra for the out. So Durham safe on a fielder's choice. He couldn't get the job done with the sacrifice. Well done by Pulsifer for the first out of the inning, and an awkward catch of it by Garcia-Parra with the arm extended in anticipation of the runner's arrival.
Oh, awkward throw too, almost a submarine style throw that was taking off on Nomar at second base. He made a fine play just to catch that ball and keep contact with the bag with Johnson barreling in on him.
Well, they don't want to make it easy on Nomar today. They're going to test him in a variety of ways, make sure he's ready to go.
Get an off day tomorrow. Can rest up for a day.
Valentin batting right-handed. Hit a home run in the fifth left-handed. Solo homer. He's also walked and grounded out. 2-2 game, seventh inning. Pulsifer asked for time to tie his shoe, so Valentin will wait. The Yankees still lead Toronto 8-0. They've gone to the seventh. Rod Beck is going to begin warming up. White Sox also have action, so it's possible that Lowe is done for the afternoon. Valentin pops it up shallow right center. Long run for everyone, and it's Steins with a nice over the shoulder catch. Throw to first, not in time. Durham had to scamper back. It looked for a long time like that one was going to drop. But Steins with an excellent play for the second out.
Well, you knew there was trouble when Nixon looked in towards Stein. Nixon realized he had no chance at it, so Steins just reaches out and makes the basket catch over the shoulder.
How hard is that, Jerry? As a second baseman, you know better than anybody.
You know, we get spoiled because we get to see Hoffman do it all the time. You just see Steins do it, and that is a very difficult play because you don't see the baseball. You're looking back at the outfield to see if he can make the play. You take a peek up and you try to catch it over your shoulder. Not an easy play at all, and these guys make it look easy.
With the right-handed hitters now, Lee, Ordonez, Canseco, Canerco all coming up. Jimmy Williams summons Rod Beck. 2-2 the score. We're in the seventh inning at Fenway Park.
Nice collection, Terry.
Nice reminder, too, Howie.
Of
the Sprint store at Radio Shack.
You're 2 minutes slow.
Actually, I'm thousands of minutes ahead.
Get 3,000 Sprint PCS minutes a month only at Radio Shack for just $29.99 a month for 6 months. Plus, save up to $75 in mail-in rebates.
But these clocks are still off.
Well, somebody should reset them.
While somebody else
makes a few phone calls.
Only at the Sprint store at Radio Shack.
It's the all-new Pick Your Prize Monopoly game at McDonald's. When you win, you pick your prize.
Ahoy, matey! We'll take to the open sea.
I am the ATV of your dreams.
Hey there, don't listen to those two. A snowmobile's a real treat up in the North Woods. Snow. Over here, matey, pick me.
No, they are wrong. I am the one for you.
Don't miss the Pick Your Prize Monopoly game, because now winning's easy, choosing's hard.
Yeah, when the lake freezes over, he's out of commission. Arr!
The all-new 200 horsepower Acura RSX.
Pulsifer gets his job done, and of course the Turno switch hitters around to the right side where they're not quite as effective. Now with the right-handers coming to the plate, Rod Beck in for the 51st time. That ties him with Quantrill and Stanton for the most appearances in the American League, and he's had some time off. His last outing was against the Blue Jays on the 26th. Got the save in that game, going 2/3 of an inning. Recently, it's been the home run ball that has been hurting Rod Beck.
No question about that. The total up to 11 for the season given up by Beck. And here's a dangerous hitter at the plate. Carlos Lee was struck out. He doubled to knock in a run in the third. He walked and stole second in the fifth. Speedy runner at first in Durham. Beck's first pitch, a ball high. The runner goes. The throw from Hatterberg. Not in time. Steins tagged Durham up around the helmet while the legs were on the bag. So Durham has a stolen base, and the White Sox have the go-ahead run in scoring position now with 2 outs.
Well, it's the one advantage of having speed throughout your lineup. You mess up the sacrifice bunt, but with the base steal, you still get a chance to get in the scoring position. There's the tag on the helmet. And apparently the foot on the bag for Durham before the tag.
White Sox will run. They have 91 steals as a team now. By comparison, the Red Sox have 30.
Yankees still lead the American League in steals, 121 prior to today's game.
So Durham at second now with 2 outs in a 2-2 game in the 7th. The 1-2 to lead. If Beck doesn't get that pitch, he's going to have a tough time.
Well, it's not too high. I guess it's called for being inside.
Now the 2-2 pitch. That one is up and in. The 3-2 to lead. Wasn't close. And Beck thought he had him struck out and the inning was over. That's a familiar refrain today. Instead, Lee reaches and the inning continues. 2 men on now.
Number 30
with Ordonez coming up.
Maglio Ordonez.
Maglio's 0 for 2 with a walk. White Sox trying to get to a game above 500 for the 3rd time this year. What's wrong with that pitch?
It's the same one he didn't call a strike on Lee, and you can see how upset Beck is. He snaps at it when it comes back from Hatterberg.
Strike. But call the ball. Jimmy Williams staring in the direction of Brian Gorman. There's a strike. And a mock cheer now for the home plate umpire Brian Gorman.
Must be a Sunday thing, you know, with the umpires. It was Brinkman last Sunday in Chicago, brutal, and not too good here this afternoon
this
for
guy's
Gorman.
Brutal too. Chopped on the left side. It's a hit. Durham around. Ramirez throw offline. He fielded the ball flat-footed. Wasn't in good position to throw it. So Beck thought he had Lee struck out to end the inning. The inning continues and the White Sox get another run.
Yeah, Beck had a few words too for Gorman as he walked by him, heading back toward the mound. Ramirez stopped charging here. He just kind of played the ball. He had a good charge and he stopped. And that cost him some time at home plate. Throw up the first base line. There's Beck as he goes by. Gorman gives him a look. And then a few words with Hatterberg.
That run is charged to Pulsifer. So he's the pitcher of record right now. And here's Canseco taking a strike. 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts is Jose. 3 runs, 5 hits for Chicago, 2 runs, 4 hits, and an error for Boston.
low. The White Sox, as we mentioned, above the 500 mark only twice. They were 1-0 after winning their season opener, and they were 46-45 on July 17. They've been hovering around the 500 mark, but they're 1-6 this year in games they've entered with a 500 mark. That's the case today. 51-51. They've lost their last 3 when they've tried to get back above 500, but they have the lead in the 7th inning today. Beck ahead of Canseco 1-2.
All that runs today coming with 2 outs, similar to what the Red Sox did in game 1 of this series.
One-two pitch in the dirt, blocked by Hatteberg. The 2-2 now to Canseco. Chopped up the middle. Garcia Parra flips to Steins to end the inning. But the White Sox get another tainted run at the 7th inning stretch. They lead 3-2. You're watching the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
They're a breath of fresh air. These women turn heads.
Hey, you can just suck them out.
Speak from the heart.
Now on, I'm only marrying for love. And possibly once more for money.
And show real dedication to family. Patty and Selma. Catch them in The Simpsons weeknights at 7:30 on Fox 25.
Here's the situation. Mother-in-law won't eat spicy. Father-in-law's got cholesterol issues. Aunt Frances has problems with Italian. And Uncle Fred is starving and, quote, lightheaded. We know nothing about Cleveland. We're here for a wedding, which may become a funeral if poor Uncle Fred doesn't eat soon. But with AT&T Wireless, in like 2 minutes, I'm holding in the palm of my hand the name and address of a respectable chicken joint. And it looks like Uncle Fred's gonna live to see the wedding after all.
AT&T Wireless. Your world close at hand.
Even when money is no object, value is. Announcing 0% financing plus 0 first month's payment when you buy or lease any new 2001 Lincoln, including the new Lincoln Town Car Signature Series Premium Edition with complimentary moonroof, complimentary 6-disc CD changer, even complimentary maintenance. You must act now for 0% financing and 0 first month's payment on all 2001 Lincolns.
Boston Red Sox baseball on Fox 25 is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, celebrating 30 years of freedom. 30 years, one mission, low fares. And by McDonald's, we love to see you smile. 3-2 White Sox in the 7th inning stretch, and the new pitcher for Chicago after 6 innings from the starter Sean Lowe is Alan Embry.
Second appearance of this series. He pitched a third of an inning in the first game and struck out Troy O'Leary in that ball game. Embry coming over from the San Francisco Giants.
And during the inning, we're going to check the scoreboard, brought to you by your friendly New England Dodge dealers. They're in the 7th now in Toronto, and the Yankees lead 9-2. Soriano, Martinez, and Posada all with home runs. Brian Daubach, the leadoff batter against Embry. And the first pitch is a strike. The Tigers 7, the Indians 3 in the 7th. Roger Cedeno, a home run. Marty Cordova's hit one for the Indians. Later on, the Royals in Kansas City. Wilson against Zito. The Twins and the Mariners. Milton against Garcia. The Orioles and the Angels. Mercedes versus Valdez. The Devil Rays and the Rangers. Kennedy versus Helling. Over in the National League this afternoon, the Phillies and Mets are tied at 2. Bobby Abreu, a 2-run homer, is 22nd. The Marlins and the Reds playing in Cincinnati at 6-4 for the Reds. The Braves and Expos in Montreal, 2-1 Atlanta. They're in the 7th. 0-2 to Daubach, hit him on the hand. about to take a look at Daubach.
Right on the right hand, it looked like. The bottom hand on the bat.
The third baseman, Shea Hillenbrand.
The hand of the wrist. Embry trying to go inside with the 2-strike count against Daubach. Too far inside.
Here's Hillenbrand. He shoots one foul and right. Shea is homered and popped up back to the mound. Lowe caught it in the 5th inning. Pirates lead the Astros 2-1 in the 7th. Good pitchers duel. Wade Miller and Todd Ritchie. Padres and Brewers in Milwaukee today. 2-0 San Diego in the 3rd. Wild swing by Hillenbrand for strike 2. Later on, the Giants and the Diamondbacks. Estes against Randy Johnson. The Cardinals and the Cubs. Morris against Tavares. And the Rockies against the amazing Dodgers, who've won 13 out of 15. Chacon against James Baldwin, the former White Sox pitcher, will pitch for LA tonight. Dodgers have moved into 1st in the West despite all the injuries to those starting pitchers. Chopped on the left, a wild throw into the dugout by Leifer. That ball apparently is in play. The runners were slowing down. Finally they pick it back up. What a terrible play by Leifer. First of all, he had to play at second base on Daubach and never even looked in that direction. And then he threw a ball nowhere near Konerko that clanged around by the Boston dugout and kicked back out into the field and was in play. And the Red Sox have 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. What a huge break.
Well, he's in a 1-run lead. He's going to be going to second base to get Daubach on that to cut down the potential tying run from getting the scoring position. He doesn't even look in that direction, then lets it fly, and apparently caroms off the dugout and stays in play. Daubach to 3rd, Hillenbrand to 2nd on the error. Big break there for the Red Sox.
Well, that's enormous. Terrible play physically and mentally by Leifer. Now Embry in a jam. The infield's in for Chicago. Hatteberg the batter. They do have a right-hander in the bullpen if you're wondering about a pinch hitter for Hatteberg. Lefty versus lefty. They actually have 2 right now in the bullpen. Embry missed. Sean Lowe, the starter, went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs, earned on 4 hits, including a pair of solo homers by Hillenbrand and Garcia Parra. Lowe walked 3, struck out 7. He threw 108 pitches, 62 strikes. He'd be the winner if the bullpen can protect it, but it's a tenuous lead for Chicago right now. 1-1 high up under the chin of Hatteberg.
Interesting choice too by Jerry Manuel. He's got the infield in with the 1-run lead, but 2 men in scoring position, nobody out. Certainly cuts down on the rage of those infielders, any type of ground ball, although Hatteberg generally a fly ball hitter.
He has the count in his favor, 2 balls and a strike. Embry's pitch way inside. 3-1 with Steins on deck. He's likely to see a new pitcher. 33,375, the 49th sellout of the year here at Fenway Park. There have been only 3 non-sellouts. They've seen a game that's been tight throughout. The 3-1 to Hatteberg. Swing and a miss. Embry did not come with the fastball. With the count 3-1, and Hatteberg was out in front of the off-speed pitch.
Now you're really thinking as a hitter, he goes 3-1 with the breaking ball. What's he going to do on 3-2? This fastball, work off that.
Big pitch in the game right here. The 3-2 to Hatteberg. Low, ball 4. That one handcuffed Johnson. So the bases are loaded without a hit. A hit batsman, an error, and a walk. And here comes Manuel to give Embry the hook and bring in a right-hander to pitch to Steins. Red Sox down a run in the 7th, but with a great chance to tie it or take the lead when we come back.
Pedro, can you win 30 games this year?
I'm not sure, but I'll give it a try.
Pedro, do you think this is the year?
We just take it one game at a time and give it 100% effort.
Hey, this is a two-part question. Did you know that the lobster roll was back at McDonald's?
Yes, I did know.
And how do you feel about that?
Hungry.
Thank you.
The delicious lobster roll is back at McDonald's, and now you get more lobster than ever for just $4.99. Plus, you can get a disposable camera with free film processing for $1.99 when you buy an extra value meal.
Here you go, kid.
Thank you. Listen, I need that freeway story by noon. Not now. Come on, come on. Yeah. Sure. You better not be dead again.
What if people treated you
Let's go.
the way you treat your car? Pep Boys treats cars right. Introducing Energizer to our quality line of ProStart automotive batteries.
All right. Who wants to give me a hand?
All you need to know is where to go. Pep Boys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in my Ford, let's go for a drive.
The Ford Authorized Clearance is here. The best time for the best deals on America's best sellers.
A little bit of fun along the way.
The fun is back and so are the deals. Now get $1,000 cash back or low 2.9 financing on all 2001 Ford Focus models, including the 4-door. That's $1,000 cash back or 2.9 financing on Ford Focus. Only during the Ford Authorized Clearance. Going on now at your New England Ford dealer.
Boston Red Sox baseball on Fox 25 is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. When the action heats up this season, cool off at your neighborhood Dunkin' Donuts. Loosen up a little. Three to 2 White Sox, but the Red Sox have loaded the bases with nobody out, just about the tightest spot imaginable for a relief pitcher. And that's the situation in which Gary Glover finds himself.
His last outing was a spot start against Cleveland. That's when Baldwin was traded. He got the start in that game and went 3 1/3 innings against the Indians. He has worked back and forth this year between the Major League White Sox and Charlotte, their AAA ball club. A couple of different call-ups, overall making his 32nd appearance of the series and the first of this series against the Red Sox.
Here comes Chris Steins, who's been a hot hitter the last couple of days. 3 hits and was on base 4 times yesterday. Today he has grounded out, walked, and singled. The Red Sox are due for a hit with men in scoring position. They're 0 for the last 14 since the first inning on Friday night. Dahlbach at third, Hillenbrand at second, Hatteberg at first. Steins 9 for his last 16 with men in scoring position. Nixon's on deck. Steins pops it up. Infield fly rule in effect. Konerko waves away Durham. They were waving at each other. The ball was into foul territory. Didn't matter if they dropped it. Actually, would have mattered because then it would have been a foul ball. The infield fly rule was in effect, though.
Yeah, Durham, you know, they want those easy putouts, and he was way over there trying to call off Konerko. Konerko said, hey, get out of my life.
Yeah, he waved at Durham as if he was a little pest. Watch the right hand just kind of get away from him. That's a big first out without getting a run in. Now Nixon 0 for 2 with a walk today. He struck out with a couple of men on to end the 5th inning. The infield back up the middle now at double play depth for Chicago. Nixon takes a fastball and a good one, 94 miles an hour right down the middle. Garciaparra is on deck. 3 to 2 Chicago in the 7th. Gary Glover, the third pitcher of the afternoon for the White Sox, and his backdoor breaking ball flipped out of play by Nixon, so Trott's in the hole 0-2. Glover's in his first year in the Chicago organization. Been the Toronto chain his entire professional career until this year. Acquired in the offseason for pitcher Scott Air. The 0-2 low. Glover steps off. He had just one game of Major League experience with Toronto back in '99 prior to this season. He spent all of last year in Triple-A with the Blue Jays affiliate in the International League, the Syracuse Sky Chiefs, where he was a starter. He's 24 years old. Another big guy, 6'5". 205 pounds.
We're talking about it last weekend in Chicago. They're going to have a heck of an offseason basketball team to travel around.
Nixon trying to deliver the tying run from third. Brian Daubach there. The go-ahead runs at second. Shea Hillenbrand. Scott Hatteberg at first. Outfield around toward left. The 1-2 to Nixon. Strike three at the knees. Good fastball. And a good pitch by Glover for the big second out. So he inherited the bases loaded and nobody out. He's got 2/3 of the job completed. And now he'll have to deal with the man of the hour, Nomar Garciaparra. How appropriate that Nomar should come up in this spot. It's his day. And he ignited the crowd with a leadoff homer in the 6th that tied up the ball game. His only hit in 3 at-bats. He grounded out in the 1st inning and struck out in the 3rd with a couple of men on. Artie Contreras, the pitching coach, with a brief visit to the mound. This guy's throwing hard. Glover in the mid-90s. Nomar has risen to the occasion regularly with the bases loaded throughout his career. An average of .403, 3 grand slams. He had 2 of those grand slams in the same game against Seattle. He takes a ball low. Glover started him with a breaking ball. 3-2 Chicago, 7th inning. Bases loaded and 2 outs. Fastball outside, 2-0. And Nomar can be selective here. No place to put him. Manny Ramirez on deck, hoping to hit here in the 7th. Glover's 2-0 pitch. Lined up the middle. Base hit. Daubach is in. Here comes Hillenbrand. Nomar's done it again. The Red Sox lead. It's 4-3.
Thing for Nomar by falling behind 2-0, I should say. He got to see both the breaking ball and fastball. Then on a 2-0 count, he sees the fastball. He has it read and shoots it up the middle for the base hit. Daubach and Hillenbrand around the score. The Red Sox take the 4-3 lead.
They lead for the first time today. Garciaparra with 3 runs batted in. 2 for 4 in his return with a homer, the big 2-run single. Manny put one back on the screen. It is indeed Nomar's day at Fenway Park. Started with an error on the first play of the game and has brightened considerably since. The 2 runs charged to Embry. The error by Leifer. A huge play in this game. A 1-strike pitch to Ramirez in the dirt and barely corralled by that mid of Johnson. Manny's 0 for 3 today.
Struck out twice and grounded to first. Four runs, 5 hits, and an error for Boston. 3 runs, 5 hits, and a huge error by Chicago here in the 7th. Lovers 1-1, low and away, and another ball dug out of the dirt by Johnson. The 2-1. Foul out of play to the right.
Well, this is the combination Red Sox fans have been looking forward to seeing for a long time. Garcia-Parra hitting in front of Manny Ramirez.
Ever since they signed Manny in the offseason. Red Sox fans have been waiting to see these two back-to-back. Finally a chance to see it today. Nomar's done his part. Now Ramirez trying to contribute. The 2-2 pitch. Hit hard and deep and foul and right. Hit a long way. Foul. Don't see many balls hit that far by a right-handed hitter that are wide of the foul pole and right.
This guy's throwing hard too.
He's been in the mid-90s. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on, 2 runs in. The Red Sox lead 4-3. Breaking ball hit in the air in shallow right. Ordonez fighting the sun. Makes the catch. That ends the inning, but the Red Sox get 2 on a dramatic 2-out hit by Garcia-Parra. After 7, the Red Sox lead 4-3. This is the Fox 25 Red Sox Television Network. Here's Tori Ryden at the Fox 25 News Desk.
Thanks, guys. This is no question Nomar's day. We'll have the latest from Fenway on his return. Also, I'm wondering if either Sean or Jerry rides a hog. Thousands of bikers took over Boston area streets today. We'll talk with some of them about their honorable cause. Days of talks pay off for Shaw's workers. They're staying on the job, averting a strike. And he made news with his Uncle Ted on a Florida beach. Now, William Kennedy Smith considers a run for Congress.
We've been hogging the sunshine all weekend long, but the stormy weather's not far away. I'll have the latest forecast.
All right, thanks, Kevin. I'm Tori Ryden. Hope you'll join us for Fox 25 News tonight at 10.
I'm Sal Bertolami of JB Sash and Door.
I'm Johnny Pesky of the Red Sox.
We're the Window Boys. Let's do this Marvin window commercial without Billy, like the old days.
They'll wait for me. I'm the new star. Here's the easiest tilting window ever, Sal.
It's the Marvin Clad Ultimate Double Hung.
Maintenance-free and durable.
All wood inside and made for you to fit perfectly.
They'll wait. Marvin sells itself anyway. And Marvin hides the balance system so you don't see it.
And I don't see Billy, and that's even better.
Just a little bit of heaven. I found my place in the sky. Grabbed the dice and rolled a 7. Now I've got a piece of the pie. When I'm swinging, angels are singing.
There's nothing like a Dunkin' Donut to take the hectic out of your commute. Stop by today for a great deal on our delicious donuts. Buy 6 of your favorite donuts and get 6 donuts free.
A dramatic return to action for Nomar Garcia-Parra today. He homered to tie the game in the 6th, and after the Red Sox fell behind by a run again, he drove in 2 runs with 2 outs with a single in the 7th. Give the Red Sox their first lead. 4-3 as we go to the 8th. Time for league leaders brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. You check the ERA leaders in the American League. This is going to be the last day, at least for a while, that Pedro will lead the league. After today, he won't have enough innings to qualify. You have to pitch at least 1 inning for every game your team's played, and Pedro will no longer qualify after today. Jason Johnson, Tim Hudson, Mark Burley, and Joe Mays, the rest of the top 5. League leaders brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. Konerko pops one up, not very high. Daubach charging, slides, can't get it. Landed right near the camera. at the near end of the Red Sox dugout. Konerko 0 for 3. And his 8-game hitting streak snapped yesterday. He's trying to avoid putting together back-to-back hitless games. Konerko, Leifer, and Singleton due up, and you know Leifer would like to atone for that huge error he just made in the bottom of the 7th. Rod Beck delivers a breaking ball for strike 2. Beck came in last inning, walked the first batter he faced, then gave up the single to Ordonez that drove in Durham with the go-ahead run at the time. That run was charged to Pulsifer, but now he's off the hook for a loss. As the Red Sox have taken the lead, Beck in position for a win. But still 6 outs needed to be accumulated by the Red Sox relievers to secure the victory. Check swinging a ball up and in. 2-2 on Konerko. Yankees in Toronto in the 8th inning, 9-3 New York. The only other game underway in the American League, Detroit leads Cleveland 8-3 in the 9th in Detroit. Now the 2-2 from Beck. Konerko hits it hard to center. It's hooking away from Everett. He'll have to play it off the wall at the 379 mark, and Konerko has a leadoff double. Back and forth they go. White Sox trailing for the first time today after the 2 in the Boston 7th, trying to come right back and get at least the equalizer.
Shading Konerko to the opposite field, breaking ball. He'll find that gap. Looks like a pinch runner coming out now for Konerko at second base.
Tony Graffinino.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. For Chicago, now running for Konerko at second base, number 17.
Tony Graffinino running for Konerko.
Graffinino now running for Konerko. And now batting, number 39.
Let's see how Jerry Manuel plays it with Leifer up there.
Leifer.
Hillenbrand on the edge of the grass at third. Leifer's 0 for 2 with a walk. He struck out last time up. Takes the ball low and away. There's action now in the Boston bullpen.
Alto Machado loosening up out for the Red Sox. Working toward the bottom of the batting order here. You would expect he'd let Leifer be swinging away.
And he drives it to right. Graffinino back to tag up as Nixon makes the catch. Nixon's throw. It hits the runner. It's backed up by Beck. It hit the runner and caromed past Hillenbrand, but Beck where he is supposed to be. Prevent that one from going into the dugout. So Leifer does his job, advancing the runner to third on a fly ball to right. The tying run at third with 1 out.
With men on base, you have a job as a pitcher, and that's to back up bases, and it's a good thing Beck did here because this ball caroms right off the runner, but right to Rod Beck, who is in front of that White Sox dugout. Now the infield pulled in. This will be interesting because you got a very good bunter at the plate in Singleton.
Number 12.
In this situation, if he decides to bunt, it doesn't necessarily have to be a squeeze. It could be a safety squeeze.
Red Sox have the infield in. Singleton, a slumping hitter at the plate. 0 for 3 today. 2 for his last 17. He takes a breaking ball on the outside corner at the knees for a strike. And he's 5 for his last 31. That's on the heels of an 8-game hitting streak that ended on July 15th. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and in. Not a good looking cut by Singleton. 0-2.
No, that was the curveball from Beck, and Singleton. Almost a half-hearted swing as Derek Lowe has joined Machado in the bullpen.
The 0-2 from Beck. He struck him out with another awkward looking swing by Singleton.
Those last two swings by Singleton, it's almost like the first time in his life he's seen a breaking ball.
Number 8.
He was expecting to get a fastball on every pitch and was surprised by every breaking ball that he
your
saw.
idea about the squeeze or safety squeeze might have been the way to go there.
A better option.
Yeah. So the infield can back up. Beck still has work to do as he pitches to the number 9 hitter, Mark Johnson. He's 1 for 3 of that strange infield hit. Took the bounce in front of Hillenbrand last inning. 1 strike on Johnson. Having a good year with the bat, hitting .291. Graffinito the pinch runner at third, the tying run. 4-3 Boston in the 8th. The 0-1 pitch is just low. With that infield hit, Johnson's hit in 5 straight games. Beck thought it was a strike. It almost looked like he had his right arm up in the air, as an umpire would raise his right arm to call a strike.
That's about 3 or 4 for Beck in this game.
You hate to say it, Jerry, but every time it seems like with 2 outs, the umpires missed a strike call.
It's hurt. Yep.
It's hurt the Red Sox today. They missed one on Valentini. It's a homer. They missed one on Lee. He reached. 3-1 pitch. There's a strike on a breaking ball, so it's a full count. A number of big pitches in recent innings in this game, and here comes another one from Beck to Johnson. Foul ball past Wallace Johnson, the third base coach. Another 3-2 pitch and another foul ball. Many of the fans thought it was a strikeout. They didn't see the ball rolling away.
It's a good thing it was not a strikeout, because that run would have scored and Johnson would have been down at first base.
Johnson, yet another first-round pick on this White Sox team. He was the 26th player taken in the '94 draft. 3-2 pitch, fouled off his foot. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat for Beck and Johnson. Tying run at third, 2 outs, 8th inning, 4-3 Red Sox, and a pitch missed, low and away. So a well-earned walk for Johnson. The second walk given up by Beck. He's pitched 1 inning. And here comes Jimmy Williams. Where's he going?
I think he was trying to get the umpire's attention on which reliever he wanted. He's pointing to the back, so that means it's going to be Derek Lowe.
He's going to want Lowe to get 4 outs to close it and save it. Lowe's been shaky of late, and he comes into a pressure-packed situation here, trying to save it for Rod Beck. 4-3 Red Sox. We'll be back right after this.
So I'm coming home one weekend and I'm running on fumes, so I pull over to fill up. But of course I can't find my wallet, right? So there I am, like 80 miles from home and about 100 from school, and I'm looking under the seat and in the glove compartment for some change, and I pull out like a handful, but it was enough to get me home.
Get 0.9% APR on a 2002 Saturn SL1. For restrictions, see your retailer.
Welcome to the show, MLB 2002.
Rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
More overall interior room than Jeep Grand Cherokee. More standard towing capacity than Ford Explorer. More horsepower in a midsize SUV than anything else in the world. We gave the all-new Chevy Trailblazer a lot more. Except here. Lease a 2002 Trailblazer 4-wheel drive LS for as low as $369 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for lease details. After driving one, everything else just seems kinda weak. Trailblazer at your Chevy dealer.
4-3 Red Sox in the 8th inning. Tonight, following Fox 25 News at 10, it's Sports Sunday. With Tom Zenner, Butch Stearns, and Levin Reed, they'll have a Sunday best on the never-say-die spirit of Brett Saberhagen. Levin will go one-on-one with the Patriots running back J.R. Redmond, and the Boston Herald's Red Sox beat writer Jeff Horrigan is in studio. He'll also have reaction from Nomar Garcia-Parra on his return to action today. So join the Sports Sunday crew tonight at 10:30 after Fox 25 News at 10. Here's Derek Lowe into a tight situation.
Durham, who is facing Lowe, is 2 for 6 in his career against Derek.
Tying run at third. Go ahead run at first. Durham takes a strike at the knees. Durham has reached on an error. He singled and scored in the third, grounded to second in the fifth, reached on a fielder's choice, stole second, and scored again last inning. Everett very deep in center. Lowe throws a close one. That's a ball.
Now, welcome to the ball game, Derek. You get the same treatment as everybody else got in this one.
Rose had a very tough time lately. Had a real up and down season. There's a strike on the inside corner. Derek's allowed 11 earned runs in his last 14 in the third innings. That's a 6.91 ERA over his last 15 games. In the dirt, Hatterberg had trouble finding it. That'll allow the runner from first, Johnson, to take second. Didn't get far enough away from Hatterberg for Graffinino to try to come down the third base line and score the tying run. But now a base hit would likely give Chicago the lead with the runner Johnson at second. Foul ball. Did it actually hit Durham? Yes, it hit Durham and then hit Hatterberg. So Durham is hit by the pitch and he'll take first base.
Lowe trying to run the fastball inside on Durham. Looks like it gets him on the wrist of the hand, just like Daubach. Or was it on the end of the bat?
Jose Valentin.
I think it hit Durham. It does look like it's right off the knob of the bat from that angle. The Red Sox didn't protest.
Knob, then maybe the fingers or something.
Yeah. So now the bases are loaded. Here's Jose Valentin. Fastball up and away. Valentin has walked, grounded out. He homered in the fifth off David Cohn and popped out in the seventh against Bill Pulsifer. Low 1-0. Nubbed foul off the end of the bat. 1-1. But here in the late innings, one big situation after another.
It's been a good ball game here today.
One pitch. Swing and a miss. There's the good Derek Lowe sinker. Graffinino, Johnson, Durham. The runners from third to first. The 1-2 to Valentin. He struck him out. Derek Lowe gets the Red Sox out of the jam, and the Red Sox lead 4-3 heading to the ninth.
Here's the situation. Mother-in-law won't eat spicy. Father-in-law's got cholesterol issues. Aunt Frances has problems with Italian. And Uncle Fred is starving and, quote, lightheaded. We know nothing about Cleveland. We're here for a wedding, which may become a funeral if poor Uncle Fred doesn't eat soon. But with AT&T Wireless, in like 2 minutes, I'm holding in the palm of my hand the name and address of a respectable chicken joint. And it looks like Uncle Fred's gonna live to see the wedding after all.
AT&T Wireless. Your world close at hand.
Nice collection, Terry.
Nice reminder, too, Howie.
Of
the Sprint store at Radio Shack.
You're 2 minutes slow.
Actually, I'm thousands of minutes ahead.
Get 3,000 Sprint PCS minutes a month only at Radio Shack for just $29.99 a month for 6 months. Plus, save up to $75 in mail-in rebates.
But these clocks are still off.
Well, somebody should reset them.
While somebody else
Makes a few phone calls.
Only at the Sprint store at Radio Shack.
Pedro, listen up. First off, I want you to double up your windup. I want you to do a back kick and a front kick and a pitch. Secondly, I want you to try something a little robotic. They'll be so busy looking at you doing the robot, they won't be ready for the pitch. Are you listening? When you're shaking it off sometimes, don't continue. Just pitch right from there.
Pedro Martinez doesn't need help with his pitching, but he does need help improving kids' lives. So every time you buy a McFlurry at McDonald's, 25 cents will be donated to the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Eastern New England.
Up, in, and around like that. Nobody's doing that today. We do it in Dorchester. All right.
4-3 Red Sox heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. Derek Lowe came into a tight spot, the tying run at third. And 2 outs, and he got Valentin.
Looks like the changeup from Derek Lowe had Valentin well out on that front foot. A couple of changeups in that at bat to Valentin to get the big strikeout.
Changes for the White Sox since Graffinito ran for Konerko. Changes are necessary. Graffinito remains in the game as the third baseman, and Jeff Leafer, who was at third, has moved across the diamond to first. The Red Sox will look for some insurance here against Gary Glover in the 8th with Bichette, Everett, and Daubach due up. Bichette 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Glover's pitched an inning and allowed 1 hit. Bichette goes after the first one and chops it to short. Valentin throws him out. Coming up this week on Fox 25 News at 4:30, if there was a fire in your kitchen, would you know how to use your fire extinguisher? Plus, is junk food at the office blowing your diet? We'll show you some easy ways to stick with your diet. And it's not just Swan Lake anymore. Nebois shows us ballet in the 21st century. Join us all this week on Fox 25 News at 4:30 with Jody Applegate. Everett takes the ball. Carl still trying to reach base for the first time in his 2 games. Upon returning from the disabled list, 0 for 4 yesterday, 0 for 3 today. Takes a strike at the knees, a ball and a strike. Well, the White Sox will get their big guns up there in the 9th against Derek Lowe. They have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up. Carlos Lee, Maglio Ordonez, and Jose Canseco. Big swing, but a harmless fly ball to center. Handled by Singleton, 2 outs. Let's pause for station identification on the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
You're watching WFXT, Fox 25 Boston, home of the Red Sox.
Sean McDonough, Jerry Remy in a sellout crowd, 33,375 on hand. Watched a very entertaining game in the rubber game of this 3-game series. Story of the day, Nomar Garcia-Parra, 2 for 4 in his return with a homer and a single and 3 runs batted in. The 1-0 to Daubach. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Bryan's 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch to lead off last inning and scored the first of the 2 runs that gave the Red Sox the lead. Both runs charged to Alan Embry. He's the pitcher of record for Chicago. 1 and 2 now on Daubach. Ball high. Now the 2-2 pitch. Bounce down the line. It's a fair ball. Graffinino on the move. Nice play. And Glover has a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the ninth. The Red Sox leading 4-3.
It's gonna be a magic summer with my Toyota.
It's Toyota's Magic Summer, and you still have time to get the biggest cash back ever on Avalon. And you could save even more with projected ownership costs that are over $1,900 lower than the average in its class.
It's gonna be a magic summer.
Or get $750 cash back on 4Runner, or save thousands with special low financing. But it ends July 31st. Hurry, see your New England Toyota dealer now.
What kind of mom deserves a visit from a nurse at home after she's had a baby? The rich and famous? Nope. Every mom. First time, third time, adoptive. You just have to belong to Tufts Health Plan. Jack's my first. I was so nervous when I got him home. Then the nurse came by. She examined Jack. She examined me. Answered all my questions. Tufts Health Plan is the only one that offers this for every mother. You gotta love a health plan that knows moms need a little babying too.
Tufts Health Plan. Dedicated to a higher standard.
Boston Red Sox baseball on Fox 25 is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Celebrating 30 years of freedom. 30 years, one mission, low fares. By your New England Ford dealer. Visit your New England Ford dealer for the best-selling trucks on the planet. By Bud Light for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. And by your New England Toyota dealers, where you'll find exceptional value every day. Game summary brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. It's been a back and forth affair. Twice the White Sox led by a run early, and they led by a run in the 7th inning before Nomar Garcia-Parra's 2-run single with 2 outs put the Red Sox up for the first time. Nomar 2 for 4 with the solo homer in the 6th and the 2-run single in the 7th. Shea Hillenbrand has homered for the first Boston run. David Cohn a strong start, and the White Sox have missed a lot of chances. They've left 11. They left the bases loaded last inning, left 2 men on in the 7th inning. Carlos Lee, the number 3 hitter. He struck out, doubled a drive in a run, and walked twice. He's stolen a base today. Maglio Ordonez, then Jose Canseco against Derek Lowe. Trying for his 21st save, trying to save it for Rod Beck. Trying to make it 11 wins in a row for the Red Sox in games started by David Cohn. Ball on a close pitch. The 2-1. Right down the middle, a strike. Chopped up the middle, Garcia-Parra there. 1 out.
Number 30, the right fielder, Maglio Ordonez.
There's Maglio Ordonez. He singled to knock in a run in the 7th. Time it gave Chicago a 3-2 lead. He's also walked today, takes the ball low. Fouled away. Well, if Derek can retire the side in order, it'd be a rarity. He's only had 5 1, 2, 3 ninth innings in save situations this year.
Looking to pick up his 21st save.
Swing and a miss by Ordonez. He's 3 for 11 in his career against Lowe.
Good sinker there by Derek Lowe. Bottom fell out of that pitch.
Seems to have a good sinker today. There's some who thought because of the problems that he's had with hanging curveballs, he's become too reliant on fastballs. 1-2 pitch. He struck him out.
Well, when you throw sinkers down in that area, even if there's contact, you're not going to get hit or hurt bad by it. It's probably going to be a topspin ground ball.
You could throw 100 of those in a row and they can know it's coming and they're still not going to hurt you with that.
No, and if they do make contact, it's not going very far.
So the White Sox down to their final out, and it's Jose Canseco who has the knack for showing up in the spotlight when the game is on the line. They have a shift on in the infield, and Canseco takes the ball up and in. Jose's 0 for 4 today. He hasn't had it out of the infield. Has struck out twice. He's 2 for 10 in the series. And he's 1 for 13 lifetime against Derek Lowe. The one hit was a home run. It's just gone final in Toronto. The Yankees have defeated the Blue Jays 9-3. So New York has won 8 in a row, and the Red Sox will need to win this one to remain 3.5 games out in the American League East. Tony Graffinino due to bat next if Canseco reaches. He had a big hack at the 2-0 and couldn't get to it. 2 balls and 1 strike. Strike at the knees. Canseco thought it was low, and he might be right. Now it's going to be anybody's guess, I guess, all the way to the end, Jerry. What's a ball and what's a strike today? Woo. Fans on their feet. The 2-2 pitch. He struck him out. A 1-2-3 ninth for Derek Lowe, and the Red Sox are victorious, and Nomar Garciaparra's returned to action, and he was the major reason why he drove in 3 of the 4 Boston runs, and the Red Sox make it 2 out of 3 this weekend over the Chicago White Sox.
Once again, the great sinker here by Derek Lowe. That's almost the same spot that he got Ordonez on. Lowe very effective in this ball game here today.
Final score, Boston 4, Chicago 3. Back with the totals and more from Fenway Park right after this.
What makes Fox Sunday's best? 14 Emmy nominations. The best animated shows, Futurama, King of the Hill, and The Simpsons.
Simpsons rule!
Sorry. The best comedy series, Malcolm in the Middle.
Nice job!
With an impressive 8 Emmy nominations. And the powerhouse drama, The X-Files.
Tell me it's true.
Congratulations to all our Emmy nominees.
Begins tonight at 7 on Fox 25.
Up to $2,000 on a Dodge Ram or Dodge Dakota? Nice. Up to $5,200 in finance savings on Ram? Oh, yeah.
Save big at the Team Dodge sales event.
Here are the totals for today's game. For Boston, 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left on base. For Chicago, 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, and 11 men stranded. The winning pitcher, Rod Beck, his record now 5-3. Derek Lowe saved it, his 21st. And the loser, Alan Embry, was victimized by the big error in the game by Jeff Leafer. He's 0-1. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 2 minutes before a sellout crowd of 33,375. They watch Nomar Garciaparra return to action. And in his season debut, go 2 for 4 with a homer and a 2-run single. And Nomar joins us on the field now. Nomar, thanks for coming back out. Why don't you just start by telling us what you're feeling right now after this great day?
Well, I'm pretty excited. I'll tell you what. It's a good win for us. We came in there and did some good things, a battle back. And, I mean, it was such a warm reception for me. I couldn't thank these fans enough. I mean, it's something special. That's why I love playing here.
Nomar, it's the first time in my life I've seen a guy go out prior to the ball game when they start throwing the ground balls around, and you got a standing ovation on the first throw you made to first base.
Yeah, like I said, it's pretty nice. I mean, it's such a warm feeling inside. I had everything going through me. I was anxious, anxiety, nervous. I had everything. And these people, like I said, the people here in Boston, I love it, and they make me feel at home.
Well, let's go through the day from start to finish. We covered the pregame part of it. Wouldn't you know, the first ground ball of the game would find you.
Oh, of course it was.
That was a ball that could have been scored a hit, we thought.
Yeah, well, you know, you got one of the fastest guys in the league out there running from the left side, broken bat, you know, but I don't know. I go, no, the scorekeeper hasn't changed, right? So it's still there.
So
you know,
far. We think that might be one that is changed in the postgame.
I go, maybe it's flattering, you know. They expect me to make it, so that's a compliment, right?
Nomar, when you get into situations, you have not had a lot of at-bats, obviously, and you're facing Major League pitching for the first time today. It certainly had to help when you got 2-0, and you pretty much expect to get a fastball there with the bases loaded.
Well, yeah, I was hoping for one, definitely. But, you know, I figure they're going to challenge me early, especially, you know, with the wrist and everything. And, you know, I have to go out there and show that I'm able to hit, you know, early on. I can't just assume I can't assume that, all right, he's going to be the guy that was there last year or whatever. I don't even assume that myself. So, you know what? I'm working hard every day to try to get back to what I need to be.
Let's take a look. I don't know if you can see a monitor, Nomar, but the fans at home will be able to see. Let's talk about your home run first in the 6th inning, your first hit of the season, as it turns out.
It's nice to get one. You know, I was just trying to get a hit. You know, I wanted to make contact, and I felt like the first 2 at bats, I was swinging to make contact. And this time I was like, you know, let's try to swing and get a hit. I think most ball players can tell you that there are times where you're up there, you're just swinging just to try to make contact, and that's really not where you want to be. And I said, you know what, let's attack it, and I got lucky.
Nomar, defensively, watching you throw between innings during the game, it looks like no problem at all with that nice little flip throw you have.
Yeah, it's been feeling pretty good. I think that's, you know, my biggest concern is trying to stay loose out there. I mean, these warm days really help out a lot, especially early on coming back. You know, throwing is probably going to give me more difficulty that I think, you know, when you're sitting in between innings and stuff and loosening it up. But, you know, after a couple throws, it's ready, and that's been making me feel pretty good that I can go out there and do that.
Nomar, congratulations on a great day, and thanks again for joining us.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Nomar Garcia-Parra, 2 for 4 with the homer and the game-winning single that drove in 2 in the 7th. And many of the fans still here to salute their hero as he heads toward the clubhouse. Once again, the final score, the Red Sox 4 and the White Sox 3. This is the Fox 25 Red Sox Television Network.
Play of the game is brought to you by New England Ford dealers, and it's going to be the base hit by Garcia-Parra up the middle with the bases loaded in 2 outs to give the Red Sox the lead in this ball game. For the best selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs on the planet, visit your local New England Ford dealer or log on to newenglandford.com.
We hope you'll join us again Friday night from Fenway Park as the Red Sox face the Texas Rangers for the first time this season. Alex Rodriguez and the Rangers are in for 4 games. Game time Friday night, 7 o'clock, right here on Fox 25. Stay tuned now for News Radio Joined in Progress. For Jerry Remy, Sean McDonough saying so long from Fenway Park. This has been a presentation of Fox 25 Sports.